respect him quite a bit.
Gotta figure out how to make money on this. I really want to.
I can feel it down in my plums. They're getting a nice bluish hue. Getting ready to take them to the farmer's market.
Okay, baby, but don't hurt yourself with that big juicy hog of yours.
In hard times, or when a man has worked at a job 30 years, they give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, daddy. That's hard time.
We go now live.
This is where we live.
Are you ready to get your world rocked?
That's what I'm talking about.
You ready?
Oh, wait. So we're just going to wing it?
There's a big difference between winging it and seeing what happens. Now let's see what happens.
And now.
Right now.
And now, it's Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
And I be catching them northern fight like on the 10-pound test. Smoke sass, never fast. Take a guess. I beat the early morning stone.
All right, this is quite the happening to kick off the program. Thank you for being here. This is Senning Show. I was perusing the news this morning, and I've been thinking about it since I saw it last night. Our president, Donald Trump, has pardoned the Chrisleys. You may know the show Chrisley Knows Best. Todd and Julie Chrisley, they have stolen a bunch of money from people, fraudulent loans, didn't pay their taxes for many, many years on end. And for whatever reason, our president thought that was a good idea to pardon. Oh, no. He just hung up.
That's why we need a phone screener.
Oh, dude, that's a boner killer. Oh, dude.
Think we can get it back?
I don't know. Hold on. We have a very special guest that I wasn't even going to mention because I didn't want to oversell it and not have him call.
No.
Now I put him on hold for about 30 seconds. He called immediately.
Yeah, you were teeing him up.
I was teeing him up, and then during the tee-up time, we lost him. And the situation is very, very unique to where. Okay, there we go. We're just.
You want to just
no,
answer?
I'm just gonna bring him right up.
This call is from a federal prison. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Joe.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call, you may begin speaking now.
This is Joe Exotic.
So, Joe, I'm sorry. I was setting you up here because I was following this story that Donald Trump has pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley, and then
Put me through to Donald Trump. I got a few words.
Exactly. And there's a man out there who has been fighting for his life for a pardon for years who has not gotten it. And he's very mad today. And we are lucky enough to be joined by the legendary Joe Exotic of Tiger King fame right now. How pissed off are you today, my friend?
Well, I wouldn't really consider pissed off as much as I'm disappointed that $1 million in this country will buy you freedom. But what about somebody like me that I've been in here 8 years dealing with cancer? The people that testified against me on world television, mind you, on season 2 of Tiger King, admitted to perjury that they made this all up to get my zoo. And then the government's hitman went as far as to take them to the zoo and show them where he hid a murder weapon where their first agenda was to kill me. Okay? Why am I still here?
I have to say, do you feel like you kind of have to balance and temper your anger with this whole Chrisley deal? Because at the end of the day, you still would like that pardon. So you can't go full balls to the wall and get as mad as you probably want to, because in a perfect world, Donnie would see the light and still throw you that pardon.
Well, like I said, at the first of this phone call, I wouldn't really consider pissed off as I am disappointed.
Yeah, it is. Just for me, before I read this morning the angle with you, which everybody, I'm looking at People Magazine right now, Joe Exotic calls out Trump pardon of Todd and Julie Chrisley while he remains behind bars. It does, from my perspective, before even knowing that you were mad, it does feel like money is the factor here, and through donations and the fact that their famous daughter has been such a supporter of Trump, it feels that they kind of paid for this pardon.
Well, and the sheriff that just got a pardon, his mom, spent $1 million at some meal?
Yeah, yeah, it's becoming almost like if you pay, you can get it. Now, I know you've done a lot of things. Have you contributed any money to Trump's business venture or campaign?
Well, I mean, with what money? People don't realize that I was in prison. They put me in prison without bond, in solitary confinement, 2 years before Tiger King was filmed. I didn't get a dime from Tiger King. Yeah, so everybody that thinks I'm rich from Tiger King needs to wake the hell up.
So it's interesting because I think I read this, and correct me if I'm wrong. Did you ever agree to any filming with Tiger King, or was all the footage that was used ultimately in Tiger King from some other entity or some other film that you had already done?
Every bit of footage that you saw on Tiger King, and I just saw Tiger King 1 for the first time about 7 months ago. Okay, every bit of footing that you saw me on Tiger King was filmed for JoeExoticTV.com. And my husband at the time, Dylan...
This call is from a federal prison.
...sold that footage off of YouTube and my computers to Netflix for $2.6 million and left me.
And you did not see a dime of that?
I didn't see a red cent, no.
How is that, I don't know that you know the legal ramifications, but how is that possible that you can have this footage of you, a show that is almost singularly revolved around you, and you never saw a dollar of it? Was there ever a legal fight on your end to try and get some of it?
I went through 3 years of a divorce fight, but at the end of the 3 years, he claimed that he spent it all.
Yeah, I have to say, I feel for you. And for those that don't exactly know, what are the actual charges that you are locked away for right now?
Okay, I was arrested on one murder for hire charge, okay?
And that was the Carol Baskin deal.
Yes, okay? And then I asked for a trial because I didn't do anything. So they superseded my indictment, and they charged me with 22 more charges. Okay, which was another murder for hire charge for Carol Baskin. So I've got 2 murder for hire charges on Carol Baskin. Okay, and then the rest of them were all animal-related charges for the Endangered Species Act, for like paperwork. None of them. I'm not in here for animal abuse or killing tigers or any of that. Okay, it's all paper charges. I'm in prison because my veterinarian marked the wrong box on a health certificate, and that's a felony for the Lacey Act, okay? But why am I her and her secretary are the ones who filled out the health certificate. Why am I doing time for it? This whole thing is wrong. There's nothing right about my case, nothing.
How long is your sentence? Is there hope of you getting out anytime soon?
My earliest out date is October the 1st of 2030.
Oh my gosh, you still got a way to go. How is your health? That was something that people were following along with for a long time. It was not looking good. Are you doing better in the health department?
I still get my blood transfusions every month, and my prostate cancer is out of remission, and now it's in my left lung.
Oh man. Wow. Dude, we gotta. Well, what can we do, Joe? What can we do to help spread the word about Free Joe Exotic?
I don't ask for any money because money is not going to do this. I want everybody to just every time you see a post that the White House puts out or Trump puts out or one of his cabinet members put out, put Free Joe Exotic and the evidence link, okay? It's JoeExoticOfficial.com. And there's an evidence link there of all of the videos of their doing depositions admitting to perjury. And the FBI, we had an FBI agent come and do an investigation on the federal agents, and there's a huge report there of FBI misconduct. It's all there to prove that I'm innocent, guys. I made it 55
This call is from a federal prison.
I made it 55 years without a speeding ticket, and they did this to me just to shut me down from I couldn't let you pet a baby tiger. That's what this is really all about. And there's screenshots there of Kamala Harris bragging on her Twitter back in 2020 that she's the one who sponsored the Big Cat Safety Act for Carol that started all of this. The evidence is there. Just look at it and show the world and ask President Trump to do the right thing because I'm innocent.
Now
Not because we have $1 million to give him, because I'm innocent.
You touched on the not having the money. How has your mental health been with your husband? Because I heard after he got deported, you guys were worried that the cartel and people in Mexico are going to come after him because they think you're worth millions.
Well, we have him at a safe house in Mexico, and I talk to him 2-3 times a day on the telephone. And apparently he is on my social media in Spanish doing pleas to President Trump and pleas to the President of Mexico to get involved and see if she could persuade President Trump to let me out so I can go to Mexico. And I've publicly offered this, and I will stand to it. You know, if he would find it in his heart to let me out of here based on the evidence and let me go to work, I will go to Mexico and work, and I will turn around and buy George that $5 million gold card to return to the United States legally.
Oh, damn. Have there been any legitimate conversations between your people, your legal team, and the Trump campaign and everybody in the White House? Like, has that wall been broken down? Or are you still trying to get on their radar? Do you know if you're something that he's possibly even thinking about? Because he sure seems like he's throwing around some pardons these days.
My team has not broken down that wall, at least yet. But, it's the same thing that Alice Marie Johnson, the new pardon czar, she doesn't respond to any of her emails or anything on social media. Now I've got people actually at the White House. I have some inside people at the White House that is trying to get a meeting with Mr. Ed Martin, the new U.S. pardon attorney. But, I have a clemency application on his desk that's been there for 10, 11 months. And I just got an email today from, I guess, MSN put a story out that he is planning on issuing 10,000 clemencies, and there's only 7,000 applications. So
so that's got to feel good.
All I can do is hope and pray, I'm a man of faith, and I think God will get me through this. And I endorsed President Trump. I will continue to endorse President Trump because he is good for the economy and the country, but I just wish it wasn't all about money.
It seems like it, and reading through what these Chrisley folks were charged with, they pretty much took out $36 million in personal loans, did nothing with what they said, just funded their lifestyle, and then did not pay taxes from 2013, 14, 15, and 16. They were sentenced to 12 and 7 years in federal prison, and their daughter became very involved in helping the campaign during the election and all of that, and it does feel like a big payoff, and I think you're right on the money about the money being the reason that they were pardoned.
Well, and you got to look at how awful the system is, because I'm in here with Senator Woods from Ohio, and when he got here in 2020, he was in here for just a $40,000 bribe, and he's serving 18 years. So it obviously matters in this country who you know. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Well, what's the website again? People can go check out with the evidence. Let's get the word out that we're trying to free Joe Exotic.
It's joeexoticofficial.com.
All right. Now, if you do get out, you do get pardoned. Do you have this deep desire to be around big cats again, or are you swearing off the big cat lifestyle when you're a free man?
I'm going to concentrate on advocating for conservation in the wild of all animals. I have a big fond for big cats, and I have a big fond for elephants. I've done a lot of charity work to save elephants. But my biggest charity is Operation Smile to fix little kids' faces, and that's going to be my heart of gold right there, is to see how many little kids' faces I can fix.
I love it, man. I appreciate you making the time on short notice today. It's one of those things where I really do think the story that was told is not exactly the true story. Do you look back on your time with animals, and are you willing to admit that you did anything wrong, or is this all just a setup, in your opinion?
I did. You know what? I had probably the most beautiful privately owned zoo in America, and I worked 24/7 to take care of my animals. Could I have provided some bigger cages for some of them? Absolutely. Am I ashamed of anything I did? No. I put 5 tigers to sleep the way my USDA inspector, who couldn't be found come to trial time to testify, the way she told me to. And to see my tigers after 23 years suffer and not make it through a winter, I would put them down again. I am not ashamed of what I did. Anybody that thinks that that's wrong, every time you go to a restaurant and you eat a steak or a hamburger, you need to think about that poor cow that you put down.
Oh, man. Well, Joe Exotic, good luck to you, buddy. One last question. There was a real viral sensation going around. I believe there was letters that were sent from your lover, and people thought it was prints of his butthole. Is that correct, or was that not the case? Okay.
It was mushroom spores.
Okay.
But, keep in mind also, my lawyers are being paid by monetization money on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So they tend to put some crazy stuff out there, mainly for likes and comments, because it pays my lawyer bill.
I like it, man. We'll keep on churning along, and thanks again for the time. Don't be a stranger. Joe Exotic,
Thanks,
everybody.
Guys.
Thank you.
Tell everybody I love them.
All right.
Take care,
we love you too, dude. Shout out to Everett, who had that contact from about a year and a half ago and made the call on about an hour's notice. And what do you know? Joe Exotic was free to do it.
We're going to free that man.
Dude, it's one of those things where I know we don't get the whole truth all of the time, but and the reason I really wanted to talk to him was because this Chrisley thing, it was just bothersome to me. Like, it really is just, their daughter got out there, spoke at the Republican National Convention. There's clearly a lot of money involved. These are highly connected people. And I hate those moments. And not that this is the only one that's happening where it is, these people just live by a different set of rules than everybody else. Because, the amount of money that they pretty much stole and were able to gain for themselves through fraud and not paying their taxes. If you or I did that, there would be no hope for us.
No.
There would be nobody there to fight for us, and we would be spending our full 7 to 12 years in prison, whatever it is. And they claim that it is because they're conservative, which I don't think that they were, persecuted by any means. And it's not an even trade. It's a funny thing to talk about. I don't automatically think do it for Joe because you did it for them. But in the reality TV world, Joe Exotic at the top of the list of people who's looking for pardons as well. Thank you. We have a major issue that unfolded during that interview that I am honestly in shock of. I am in awe of. I am disgusted. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm nauseous.
Oh.
I don't want to say I think I know who did this thing over here that I'm about ready to talk about.
Oh, no.
But I'm going to call the first person that comes to mind. I'm going to call this person right now. I know we got a lot going on in the first segment, but
my phone's not ringing.
Buckle up because we have to do this. Stand by.
No. This is news to me.
Nobody even knows this yet. This happened mid-interview with Joe Exotic. I was alerted to something in the room, and I need to get answers immediately. And we're gonna try with the first potential suspect here.
Oh.
Better answer the phone.
Pick up, you criminal.
Better answer the phone.
This is Monica.
Monica, hi. This is John Senning of Senning Show with 102.5 The Bone. How are you today?
I'm driving. I'm good. What's up?
Oh, this is good. Monica, obviously, of JP, the JP show right before this show with Diz. Love crossing paths with you every day. I meant to compliment you. I really liked your bright colored sweater today. That was really nice.
I feel like you're joking, but I love my orange.
I promise you, orange is my favorite color. And
I love how she's already on the defense.
I absolutely loved it. Did you catch any of the Joe Exotic interview, Monica?
I know.
Okay.
I long story short, I couldn't. I'm sorry,
That's
but
fine.
so you got to talk to him after? I know you said
we did. And I'm
I missed it.
I'm really just shouting out pleasantries now before I get to the real point of my conversation.
Okay.
Monica, as I was interviewing Joe Exotic and we were chatting with the man, we have this stack of papers that's here on the desk. It's it's the log where all the commercials are printed.
Yeah.
And I moved it, and underneath it, was a floss, like a tooth floss pick. Right here on the board.
Yeah.
The thing that people clean the crevices of their dirty teeth with. That was sitting about 1 inch away from the keyboard. And I'm not pointing the finger at you, but since you were the last one who sat here, I thought I'd touch base with you to see if it was you who left the dental floss clearly used right here at the host chair.
First of all, I remembered leaving them there when I was already in the production studio, and I was going to go back. But I'm like, oh, the show started. No big deal. Second of all, not used at all. I did use what Jojo brought me. Jojo brought me some because I had something in my tooth at the very start of our show, and I used that one because it was annoying and it was hurting my mouth. And I threw that one away, and she brought me 3, which was very nice. It was excess. But those 2 are not used, and I will be completely honest with you. When I was doing that, when I was using the first one, I felt like Mo, and I'm like, oh God, this is something Mo would do.
Yeah,
what am I doing right
100%.
now?
I mean, I don't want to argue with you here, and I don't want to have to send it away for DNA testing. But as I look at it, it looks used. It's, those little strings on there. When you use them, they get kind of like wallered out, and they kind of droop a little bit. And this has a certain droop to it. So is it possible that this used one did make it to the desk as well? Because I only have one, by the way.
No, look in the garbage. There is one in the garbage. I used one. I put it in the garbage. The other 2, I actually forgot about, like I said, until I got to the production. I swear on everything holy. I did not, again, I felt like Mo while I was doing it. I certainly am not going to be Mo and leave it on the darn board.
Well, the thing is when I first saw it, my first thought in my head was there's no way that Monica would do this. And then I thought there's no way that it's been sitting here since Johnny B, and there's no way that it's been here since Carmen. So you were really just the only person that I could call. The unfortunate thing about it, and it's sitting right where I found it right now. There is undeniably, and I'm not saying it is, a chunk next to it that looks like it could have come out of somebody's mouth.
Okay. Now you're just, honestly, listen, I'm not saying there's not. I'm not there. I'm saying now you're if there is something there, I swear on everything holy, it's not in my mouth. And listen, if we're going to say that, I'm just going to be honest with you. The little thing that was annoying me that was between my teeth was a green piece of lettuce, and it's out.
Yeah.
So it's not. There was nothing white. There was nothing. The green lettuce and the used one is in there. I swear to you. I'm sorry I left them there. There is no bone mystery like there normally would be. I'll own up to it.
I appreciate that, Monica. I will not be holding this against you. I will be posting the picture though on X at the John Senning.
It's not used.
I know, but it's more about the mystery debris that is sitting just mere inches away from the flossing tool that is intriguing to me. But I'm gonna take you just like Joe Exotic at your word, and I appreciate you answering the call.
Thank you for even asking and not just spreading rumors. I appreciate.
Thank you. I had to go to the source first, and thank you, Monica. Have a good day.
All right. You have a good show. Bye.
All right, I'm gonna send you this picture right now, Diz, and
you
just tell me. You tell me if it looks like this piece of debris. Or you can just come on over and look at it if you want. Yeah, just come right over. I have not touched it. This is exactly the way that I found it.
That's from there?
Yeah, well, it was sitting right next to it. So, I mean, it's just when you see what appears to be a used floss with a piece of debris that looks, I'm going to be honest, kind of like a booger right next to it. It's just, it's startling.
That string is definitely used.
Yeah, that's my thought. You know how when you use the strings are very tight.
Yeah.
So when you use it, it gets a little droop to it.
Yeah, they're supposed to stay tight to get in between those little teeth.
And this one definitely has a little droop to it. So maybe Monica accidentally threw away the one that was unused, and the used one happens to be sitting mere inches away from my arm and fingers right now. But
did you see others in the trash? Because if there's others in the trash.
Oh, yeah, I see one.
Do the strings look exactly like the ones on this, all worn down?
It looks startlingly similar. I will say that there is a little bit of there's definitely a little bit of drag to the line.
Yeah.
So
I will say I did see when JoJo ran in here with the floss. And it's funny because I forgot to ask her, like, why'd she bring you floss?
Yeah.
Like, you know what it's for, obviously, your
Yeah.
teeth. But I was surprised by that. Crazy. She left it right there.
And I will say, in her defense, like the least Monica thing ever to leave this floss thing here. So I think that's what's most startling is that I knew that there was no chance it had been sitting there since the morning show or since Johnny.
I was going to say, if it wasn't Monica, were you going with Johnny next?
I mean, I had to, only based on who's been sitting in this chair. I knew there was no way in hell that it had been sitting here for 2 hours and Monica hadn't noticed it and brought it up to all of you. So.
I knew it couldn't be Johnny B because he's gonna get all that food. Yeah. No, I'm kidding, Johnny. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna post the picture of the found floss at the John Senning, and you tell me first of all if it looks used, and second of all if it looks like the piece of debris next to it came from inside somebody's mouth. Wow, what a whirlwind! What a whirlwind at the start of the show. I forgot to tell you, this is Senning Show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm John Senning. That is Dizzy. You want to interact with the show, 800-771-1025. You can hit us up on social media at the John Senning, at Dizzy for Mayor. Before all of that happened, kind of last minute, we were going to fire up a Would You Rather Wednesday, which the first two that we did, disturbing. So disturbing, people were concerned that the show would be canceled. People wrote handwritten letters to the radio station to talk about how disgusted they were. So this one, I will say, don't worry, they'll get naughty again some other day, but this one far more mild. Would you rather be able to communicate with every animal on Earth or be fluent in every single language on Earth?
Ooh, hard one for me. Because at first, when you hear the question, you might think, oh, I have a sure answer. But when you look at the other side, you go, well, there's great points on that side, too.
It would be really cool to speak every language. Like, it would just be an awesome thing for traveling. It would be an awesome thing. I would love it. I'd be able to watch movies and TV shows from other countries.
Yep.
It's pretty well known that I'm not super interested in traveling the world. So that element of it, but maybe I'd be more interested if I could speak every language.
Yeah, you know what everyone's saying. You're in a room full of Spanish people.
Yeah.
They start saying stuff, you go, I know they're talking about me.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The thing is that you could tweak this and have it say, would you rather be able to communicate with your animal? And I'd still pick the animal.
Yeah.
I would pick the animal every time.
Here's the thing, though. Just because you could talk to an animal doesn't mean it's going to give it F what you have to say and listen to you and talk. It just means you can't. But
it's not so much about me being able to communicate more clearly with the animal. I want the animal to be able to communicate to me.
So I'm with you because I think I'm leaning towards the animal. But now it brings up the question, does that mean whenever I go outside, I'm walking down the street, I'm going to hear goddamn hummingbirds, I'm going to hear regular birds talking, I'm going to hear everything. That could get annoying.
That is
everything at once.
That's a pretty fair question. Is like, will there just be noise everywhere? Would you be ready to cancel your animal communication skills almost immediately because you can't just shut out the noise of the world? I'm prepared for that side effect. I'd like to think, you know, these made up scenarios don't always have all the answers, but I'd like to think that you can just, when you want to communicate with an animal, you go up to it and you're like, hey, how are you today? What's up with you?
See, I was thinking that's where you were going with it, with the animals. My thing was, I'm going to be rich because I'm going to know everything these animals say. I'm going to let people talk to their pets and have a real conversation back and forth. Be like, well, he doesn't like it when you do your guy stuff alone at the laptop with the door open.
Well,
so
there is something. I feel like specifically like rich white people love the idea of being able to communicate with their pets. So if you could really prove that you're communicating with pets, I think you would have a hell of a career laid out in front of you, and you'd probably make tons of money.
Yeah. The fluent in every single language, it's great for traveling. But what else are you going to do with that?
Yeah, I just feel like I would be more apt to try and communicate with animals on a daily basis than I would be utilizing the fact that I can speak every language.
I think if I had a lot of money saved up in the bank, I might go to fluent in every single language because then you could just go live a year in China or a year or whatever, and you're going to be chilling.
Dude, I will say the Asian languages to me are the most interesting to learn because I think they're the hardest.
Yeah.
So like just being able to fire up a little, hey, come on,
yeah,
and mean it and know what you're saying. That does sound pretty sweet. So if you want to tweet us, if you want to call and weigh in on the Would You Rather Wednesday, we'll keep it fired up all day long. Would you rather be able to communicate with all animals or speak every single language? Sending show, you're live on the air. Who's this?
Hey, John, my name's Matt. How you doing?
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Good, man, good. Hey, this is a fantastic subject. First of all, people are jerks. I don't care to talk to them again. But when I sit on my couch with my dog and he looks at me in the eyes, I know he's thinking I love you. I would just love to hear him say it.
I know. Wouldn't that just – and you have to wonder, what would it do for the well-being of your life? And let's just say that this was something that could happen worldwide for people to know that. For dogs, undeniably, your pets undeniably love you so much. Imagine with rather than just looking into their eyes and feeling it, you could hear them and you could know it. I think that would make us better as a civilization to have so much more love injected into what we do.
What if it ruins it for you? What if you talk to animals and you find out Brody hates you?
Yeah, that.
What if you find out he's talking nothing but trash about you?
I know people hate me already.
Dude, that would be.
But even if they're in pain.
Yeah.
What if your dog's in pain and you could know it way sooner?
Yeah.
Well, and that's the one that probably hits home for me the closest is right now with Brody in his elder years. I'd love to just be like, hey, dude, my back is killing me today. Hook a brother up with a tramadol. You know what I mean? Like I need something, let me get a little massage on my front paw.
Yeah.
Get a little ointment over here on my eyes. Those are the things that I think real world application in my life personally today.
I'm worried that, like, let's say, Chaka moves on after years, and I have to go to the Humane Society and get a dog. Or you bring one here and you're showing off the dog. And as I'm walking through the Humane Society, all I hear is some of the dogs going, N-word, N-word. And I'm like, this dog's are racist. Like,
dude, we find out that dogs are just inherently racist.
Yeah.
Like they're just hate-filled little Nazis. And we could have kept it a secret if not. Dude, speaking of dogs and losing dogs.
You speak to animals, but they speak different languages. Now you're screwed.
No, that's not part of the deal.
That's
not part of the deal. Have you ever seen, I know that I'm in weirder corners of the internet than you are. Have you ever heard of this dude Eddie and his dog Chooch?
No.
You ever heard of him? He's
Eddie and Chooch?
Dude, he's a big, the guy sits on his front porch, and Chooch is this big, beautiful, gentle pit bull, and he comes up and he puts his head on his shoulder, and it's just like the sweetest thing ever. And then the guy went to Puerto Rico on vacation, and he fell in love with a street dog and ended up adopting it and bringing it back home, and it's this heartwarming story. Dude, I'm trying to go to bed last night. I couldn't sleep, and I fire up the TikTok. Worst thing on earth you could possibly do. First video I see, my man Eddie, dude, he was on vacation in Las Vegas, and his dog Chooch
passed.
He passed.
No,
and he was like rushing back to try because they told like things went bad. They found out he had cancer. He got real sick very suddenly, and he was rushing to get back. And it was the most heart-wrenching thing ever. He said he was like he had to say goodbye to his dog over FaceTime.
And you went to watch those before you went to bed.
I didn't know. I didn't know what I was in for. Like I didn't search that out. It just was on my algorithm. And I will tell you, I could not sleep for hours. All I could think about was this damn guy traveling across the country to try and get home to say goodbye to his dog, and then he couldn't. It's terrible.
That's crazy to me. If it started to go, this is gonna be depressing, I'm shutting it off.
Yeah, see, I've got that morbid curiosity, and ultimately, the point I was trying to make here is they had no idea that this dog had cancer or was in pain or anything was going on.
Yeah.
So situations like that, where if your dog could go, dude, something's wrong. Like I'm not sure what's going on, but we got to go check out my whole body because I'm feeling like something. Like something is really wrong. And that was it. He was on vacation. His dog started drinking a bunch of water. And the pet sitter called. Then he was like, "We'll take him to the vet just to be careful."
Yeah.
They ended up giving him an ultrasound. He was ridden with cancer and didn't make it through the night. So I mean, it's a brutal story. But if my man Eddie could have talked to Chooch, then that might have never happened. He might have not went on the trip.
Eric on Twitter brought up an interesting point that I have to agree with, which makes the animal side a lot better to me. We're not that far from an earpiece that will just translate everything to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that right. Like technology could get us there with languages. It's not going to get us there with animals, probably.
I think if I was single, I would choose speak to any language.
Oh, because you just go to Brazil and
I just fire up the Tinder or whatever and be filing Venezuelan girls and like all these girls from like deepest parts of their country where probably not living the best. So a guy part-time in radio over here, they're like, ooh, papi, yes.
Dude, who knows? Yeah, you may be the catch of a lifetime to a Venezuelan or a Japanese lady.
Yeah.
If you could only talk to her. Let's step aside from all right, let's take one more before we go to break. Sending show, you're live on the air. Who's this? I feel like we've done 2 shows in the span of one break.
This is Jim. I just have a question. Do you pick speaking with the animals or understand the animals?
Yes, that's what I'm picking.
Okay, I just want you to remember one thing. The goat is a damn liar.
Thank you. Way to tie it all in together, sir.
Is that an Adam Sandler reference?
No, I think it was a reference to the conversation we had 3 weeks ago about banging the goat.
Oh,
and he's saying like don't listen to the goat.
Yes.
I think. If you're on hold, hang tight. I'll get to you after the break. When we come back, we're gonna dig into that thing. I have kind of 2, but one. I started watching a new Netflix documentary about a crime that I had only heard murmurs about my entire life. I knew what it was. I knew that something happened. But it might be the most insane crime. Not the most people killed, but one of the most diabolical crimes in the history of the United States of America that I just learned a bunch about last night. I want to dig into it in a little conversation about the true crime realm coming up next on More Sending Show. WildForkFoods.com. Check them out. I am a Wild Fork man. I put together a hell of a Wild Fork order this morning. I got some beef tips. I got some ground beef. I got a tri-tip. I got some elk medallions, which I love putting on the skillet. I got some Chilean sea bass. Everything you're looking for when it comes to protein is available at Wild Fork with great prices. They also have tons of seasonings you're not going to find on the shelf anywhere else. Sides, desserts, everything you need to make a meal. Check them out. You can order online and get it delivered right to your front door, which I like to do. You can order online and go scoop it up, or just head into your local Wild Fork and check it out. Get your hands on that meat, that protein, all those different things. Locations in West Chase, South Tampa, and St. Pete on 4th Street North, and always online at wildforkfoods.com.
It's hotter when the sun goes down.
You're listening to Sending Show on 102.5 The Bone. Download the free Bone app to listen to us anywhere. Sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Get your guaranteed offer at markspain.com.
Chloe loves softball. Cancer tried to stop her twice. Now she's a force on and off the field. We believe in Chloe's dream because we share it. Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. All we do, all for kids.
John Setting here for the Cava Social Club in downtown Bradenton, an absolute gem. If you're looking for the ultimate night out, look no further than Wednesday karaoke night. Trust me when I say it is the best karaoke experience around, featuring amazing sound and lighting system that's going to make you feel like a superstar. Even if you don't hit all those notes, you're going to look fantastic on that big, beautiful stage. It's all about having fun, and the energy is absolutely contagious. All participants are invited on stage together for group sing-alongs. It's the perfect way to get everyone involved, and anyone who knows me knows my love for the 90s. So their 90s at 9 is my favorite hour of music, and it always delivers. But that's not all. Cava Social Club is the freshest Cava and Kratom teas to keep your vibes high while you sing your little heart out. So why wait? Join me for one of the liveliest events and an unforgettable time. Check them out at cavasocialclub.com and on all social media at Cava Social Club for all the latest updates. And I'll see you there. Boola, baby!
Hi, welcome to the IKEA summer sale.
Hi, yeah. My family and I want our backyard to be a summer oasis.
Don't sweat it. Our summer deals are here to help. Save up to 50% off on select items. Plus, IKEA loyalty members can save an extra 10%.
Sign me up. You just saved my summer.
Visit us in store from 5/27 to 6/30 or at IKEA-USA.com/summer sale for more details. Offer valid 5/27 to 6/30/25. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and IKEA-USA.com/summer sale for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now with Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Ray's deals are here, and they're so good, even Raymond is buying. Drive a new Kia Sportage, just $479 per month. Or a new Kia Telluride, just $379 a month. Don't miss out. Claim your Ray's deal today. Sportage, $479 per month. Telluride, $379 a month. At Crown Kia, the better way to buy and service. Call 1-800-371-0942 for complete details.
Cat Namo for All American Gunslingers, Newport Richie's #1 gun range off US 19 North. Education is the key to safety. That's why they're open 7 days a week, because they understand shooting is a diminishing skill, so classes and training are crucial. They have a variety of classes and training, from holster draw to pistol intro to rifle and skills drills. Do not forget about the Friendly League Night. That's every Thursday, 7:30 to 9:30. Go to aagunslingers.com to find out. All American Gunslingers, your rights, your safety, your freedom, America!
Medical malpractice and nursing home abuse cases are difficult and the stories are heartbreaking. At Bernetti PA, we fight to make sure your story is heard loud and clear. We know you may not have been ready. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Tampa, Lakeland, Pinellas.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your cough stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Going up.
Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up.
Going up.
But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button.
Going down.
We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Oh, hi there. This is Attorney Patrick Smith inviting you to tune into The Bone this Saturday and every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. for the Attorney Patrick Smith Show, where you can get all of your legal questions answered. So tune in this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on The Bone for the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio, sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You might know nothing, but at least you'll know that thing. Brought to you by Just Call Mo, Tampa's injury attorney. That thing. It's time for That Thing, right now on Senning Show.
1, 2, you know what to do.
Welcome back to Senning Show. Your chance at $1,000 in just about 15 minutes. Tell your friends. Tell your grandma.
I see you've been chasing your monsters and they've been driving you bonkers, just blinding with rocket launchers of light to blow out their conscious. If you really want to juxtapose and
Did you
take
just
a
change?
Took off my hoodie.
Oh, dude, I looked over and it was like a whole new you. I was like, what is going on? I'm tripping. I did put the picture up at the John Senning. I don't know why I still have it sitting here. It's actually kind of disgusting. Of the floss. What do you call this thing?
Dental floss.
No, I know it's dental floss, but doesn't this thing have a name?
It's like a dental pick.
A dental pick.
Right.
That was discovered on the board. It was from Monica. She claims it was unused. I think it's got a little bit of a used look to it. 800-771-1025. I want to touch on a couple things. The first, just that I think might be interesting to people out there. I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts and watch a lot of true crime documentaries. And I believe in my own heart, there is one man who does it better than anybody else in the game. His name is Mike Bodette. He is the host of Sword and Scale. I put him right up there with Keith Morrison as the two kings of true crime. And the newest episode that he put out, I think he did it maybe late last week, I believe, is a local story that I do not recall hearing about. On March 20th, 2017, Tyree Lua D'Angelo was found murdered in her Riverview home. Investigators quickly realized this was a personal attack when they discovered she had been killed on her 39th birthday. Suspicion only deepened when a bloodied aluminum baseball bat with the word Rampage imprinted on the side was located at her front door. Spoiler alert, it was her son.
Oh.
And, dude, it is a wild, scary story, and this guy does it the best. I'd love to be able to hook up with this guy. We've gone round and round in the past. I don't think he likes necessarily to do radio stuff, but I would love to be able to do something where he pops on every couple weeks and gives us a little sneak peek of stories he's got going on. But this stuff always hits for me better, and I like the stories more when they're local. So if you're intrigued with a local true crime case, check out the newest Sword and Scale. But the thing I really wanted to talk about, I remember Drew telling me years ago, just bringing it up in conversation, and that may be the only thing that I ever really knew about the 1982 Tylenol murders. So there is a new documentary on Netflix, I believe, called The Tylenol Murders. It has got to be one of the most terrifying, psychotic crimes ever committed. It was really only based in the Chicago area, but the way that they tell the story of how it all exactly went down, people just started dropping dead in these neighborhoods after taking Tylenol. So specifically, there's this one family where the guy, he dies. He nobody knows why. He just suddenly dies. A couple days go by, I think, and they start having all of the family members over to his house to mourn together and get together as families do when bad things happen. So while at the dude's house where he died, two of his family members go, "Oh, I got a headache."
Oh, no.
So while they're there to mourn their brother, their cousin, their nephew, their whatever he was, people start taking the Tylenol at his house. So sure enough, boom, dude falls out immediately at the funeral type party.
Oh, wow.
Ambulance shows up. They're like, "Dude, we're in the house where the guy died. This guy's dying the same way." As this guy is actively dying from being poisoned by Tylenol, his wife is standing over him as all this is happening. Boom. She falls out.
She's like, let me get a Tylenol. This is all too much.
She falls out. And there are insane stories. I believe it was 7 people altogether, including a 12-year-old girl. But the footage and the way that they had to just start ripping all of the Tylenol off the shelf. Dude, police officers were going door to door to people and saying, you need to get rid of your Tylenol. And it's unlike anything. As I was watching it last night, it was actually my wife, Danielle, who said that. She goes, I almost feel like this is a bad thing to put on TV these days because it would give people an idea.
Oh, they're thinking like, oh, this could happen again. And Tylenol's not safe. Advil people in their office are high-fiving each other like, yeah.
Well, that's the thing is Tylenol, owned by Johnson & Johnson, their biggest product ever, really. You know, during that period of time, they were actively fighting against it because people thought it happened at the, at the facility where they were making the Tylenol. People assumed something went wrong and they were putting cyanide in rather than Tylenol. They did figure out, relatively quickly that it was not that and that somebody was actually going to the stores, getting Tylenol, emptying out a few of the capsules, putting in cyanide, and then putting them back. And they did it in all of these different suburbs around the Chicago area. And from what I understand, I have not finished it yet. From what I understand, nobody has ever been really charged. And they have a guy. So somebody wrote like a ransom letter to Johnson & Johnson and said, I'm the one who's been doing this. I will bury your company. I will take you down. I will continue poisoning the Tylenol bottles unless you pay me however many millions of dollars. So they find the guy who wrote the letter, and the guy admits that he wrote the letter, but he claims he's not the guy who was actually doing the poisoning.
Oh, he's just looking for a payout.
He was just looking for a payday. Interesting fact about that, it seems, murdered a guy a few years before, and he got off because the police did not properly read him his Miranda rights.
Oh my God.
So this guy, for all intents and purposes, is a psycho and a weirdo, but he's in the show. So they've got the guy who everybody thinks did it, who wrote the letter, who probably killed another dude in the early 80s, and he's in the documentary. It takes a lot for me to be truly riveted by a show. Like, I could not leave the room, could not shut it off last night.
Yeah.
Just because I was thinking, going back to something like this happening modern day, I think it would be so much worse. I think that if this happened, let's just say that it was a little more widespread, happened at 4 or 5 places around the country, I think it would be enough to send us into a
panic?
Beyond a panic.
Really?
Just with the world of social media and the way that, because then, I mean, it was a big news story, obviously, and it was being talked about on the nightly news. But think about once social media and TikTok and Instagram and everybody gets their teeth in a story like this, how much more people are going to be freaked out if they found out the medicine in their medicine cabinet was potentially killing them.
Yeah, the thing you're supposed to go for aid is now knocking you out. When was the last time you took a Tylenol? Are you like a big medicine guy? Like when you have a headache, you go pop a Tylenol?
I mean, if I've got a headache that won't quit, I will. I'm an Advil guy.
How long does it take you before, like, is it, okay, this has been like an hour or two, I should probably take something?
I don't.
Because like me, I get a headache. It doesn't go away for, let's say, 30 minutes, an hour. If I'm not at work, let me just lay my head down for a bit.
Yeah.
Wake up better. You know?
A lot of times the Advil or the Excedrin or whatever is the last ditch effort.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
I've made sure that I've drank enough water. I've tried to ride it out, and if nothing's happening, I'll pop an Advil. So I'm not like a everyday Tylenol guy or anything.
But if you were
like
a
that.
kid, your mom would just say, take a kid's Tylenol.
Take a Tylenol.
Yeah.
And dude, that was the craziest, most sad part about this was in the span of so this all happened within the span of 3 days. September 29th, 1982, 7 people, including a 12-year-old girl. And they like tell the story. She was like, "Mommy, I'm sick. I don't want to go to school." And she's like, "Okay, baby, lay down," and gives her a Tylenol. And then within like an hour, she was gone. And
my God.
Another, I don't know what it's like. Would be poisoned by cyanide, and they go in depth about this. It's like instant. Like it is. I mean, it's not a long process.
That's what the spies used to use. Cyanide pills, right? And take it, done.
Yeah. And the other big kind of detail that they focus on is that this was before this, believe it or not, 1982 doesn't seem like that long ago. Before this, there was really no tamper-proof safety packaging on anything. Like you could walk into the drugstore and open a bottle of Tylenol, no label on the top, nothing. It would be very easy if you stole it or even bought it to, get it, open it, take the pills, fill them up, put them back on the shelf. So now it would be much, much harder to pull it off in the modern day because there's just so much packaging. And I think if you get a bottle of Tylenol and the seal is broken, most people would go, I don't think I'm going to take this.
No, I'm definitely, if the seal's broken, I'm not taking no medication at all.
But it is crazy. And I don't, 7 people died, that's
a lot.
As bad as the most horrific crimes. But just something about it and the way, they don't really know what the guy was thinking, obviously, because he's never been properly caught or brought to justice. But he didn't even seem to care who it killed. You know what I mean? He was just the level of psychosis and the only thing I can think is that it was just all about the money. You know what I mean? He was willing for people to die so that he could then extort the company that he knew was a multi-billion-dollar company, and he never really cared about the killing. But to just poison these bottles and then just walk away, not know who you're going to potentially kill or the damage that's going to be done, has to be one of the more deranged crimes in American history. And I mean, he's a serial killer, right? He's got to be considered a serial killer.
He's just lucky that 7's a lot. A lot of people.
Yeah.
It's not by terms of big numbers as we see in a lot of things, but that means within the 3 days in that town, in that area, I imagine, because you said it was Chicago, right?
It was right around the suburbs of Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, that 7 people just had to take Tylenol around those days, and that was your last headache.
Dude, it's crazy because the guy is the creepiest person on earth. So they have the guy who wrote the letter, who a lot of people believe did it. Yes. They have him in there. And, dude, as soon as he sits down, and I don't know how planned this was or how planned it wasn't, as soon as he sits down, they put a Tylenol bottle on the table. And he starts opening it, and he starts – first of all, the guy has creature-like fingernails, which is the most bizarre thing about – and then he just starts opening. He goes, oh, I haven't opened one of these in a long time. And he starts taking the pills apart. It's just – the way that I took it was that he was gloating is the way that it came off to me, that he was like, you sons of bitches know I did this.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, I think I have one more episode left, so I don't know where it's all going to end. I'm reading some things here that are spoilers. In 2010, he gave DNA samples to the FBI and even created a website where he claimed that he was framed. That was the thing, though. He didn't live in Chicago at the time, and they don't have any proof that he went to Chicago. He was living in New York City at the time. So I guess there's a chance that this guy didn't really do it, but an absolutely insane.
You said he was charged for a murder, but they couldn't charge him because they didn't read him the rights?
So pretty much it was this guy who they own a tax business, and he was a neighbor to where the tax company was, and he was coming around all the time, and he had told his friends that he was weirded out by these people that worked at the tax company. Well, all of a sudden this guy disappears and the cops start coming around. Well, this guy wrote a note on the dude's door that said, hey, I think his name was Ray. He said, Ray went to the Ozarks for 4 weeks. He'll be back, and then signed it his name, nothing to worry about. Well, the 4 weeks came and gone, and he never came back. So the police ended up busting down his door, and they found the dude cut into pieces in his attic.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And because they were you have the right to remain silent and blah, blah, blah.
Whatever it was, yes. Yeah. And I mean, they had pretty much everything. This guy they had a bloody soap bar in the guy's sink that had this guy's hair on it.
Oh, my God.
And because they didn't read him his Miranda rights correctly, he walked on a murder charge.
You must have not got to this part, so spoiler alert. In 2004, he was charged with rape and kidnapping and other offenses for an alleged attack on a woman in Cambridge, dismissed the charges on the day of his trial because one of the victims refused to testify. Dude, he was just getting off left and right for crimes.
And I mean, the people that talk about him like he's the boogeyman. This is this most scary, heartless son of a bitch you've ever seen in your life. And he comes across that way. Sending show, you're live on the air. Who's this? Hello?
Linda?
Hey, Linda, what's going on?
Oh, my goodness sakes. I listen to you guys every day living here in Florida from Chicago.
Oh, geez. Were you
From
around?
Chicago.
Were you around during the
I went
Tylenol
through-
murders?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was in my early 20s.
Oh, man.
And I will never forget it. Do you remember? Well, maybe you don't. But back in the day, the pills, you could take them apart and put stuff in them.
Yeah, you still probably could today, but yeah, it was that easy.
None left. Remember Contact? Remember Contact that was used for colds?
No, I don't actually. I think that might have been before our time.
It was called Contact.
Hold on one second, Linda. I got to give away some money. This hour's keyword is play. Head to the 102.5 The Bone app now and enter play before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and the $1,000 Bone bonus could be yours. That's PLAY. If you get a call past 30 minutes after the hour, just know it could be one of our contest judges. You're going to want to pick that up. The word is play.
You know Contact. That's Contact. You know Contact.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
You've seen that.
That almost feels like a Mandela effect. Like I feel like the label should say something else. Welcome back, Linda.
Oh, hi, Annie.
So were they like coming to your door and stuff? Do you remember anything like that? Because the way they made it seem, they had speakers on the streets and were telling people to throw out their Tylenol.
I do not remember that in any way. I just remember the stores had nothing on the shelves.
Yeah, it's scary.
And everything that was in a capsule that you could take apart and put other things in it went off the shelf. It wasn't just Tylenol.
Yeah, it's
was
crazy.
Everything. It was horrifying.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Thank you. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we're gonna have to take a break here in a second. That would be the thing. If you really wanted to lean more into the messing with people's mind, all that would have had to happen is one other medicine pops up that was poisoned. Because then people would I imagine people stopped buying a lot of medicine off the shelf anyways. But if like one other thing happened to kill somebody, you would probably have the whole pharmaceutical industry in question at that point. Very, very bizarre. One call and then we gotta go to break. Sending show, you're live.
Hey, John, Dizzy, this is Golf Cart K up in Brooksville. How are you guys?
Hey, Golf Cart K, we're doing pretty darn good. How are you today?
Hey, so I'm good. Hey, so I got a funny story for you, maybe to lighten the mood a little
light it
bit,
up.
But it's very related to the Tamper packaging.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were saying Tampa.
I thought you were like, I love it here in Tampa.
Tampa's the best.
Tampa Bay. Fire the cannons.
Tamper.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Tamper evident packaging.
I'm ready. Lay it on us. Golf Cart K.
My dad back in the late 70s, early 80s used to work security in like a Kmart type, Woolworth type store.
Okay.
Back in the day. And he and his friend used to do it together, and they would get really bored. They thought it would be funny one time. They used to take the rubber worms from the fishing section and go to the women's like face cream and cold cream stuff, like the Pond's cold cream where you could open like the thing, and they would put the worms down in cold cream.
That's actually pretty funny. That is a harmless prank.
They would do stupid stuff like that
to take advantage of the fact we didn't have Tamper packaging.
Yeah,
here in
and
Tampa.
then the Tylenol thing came about, and they were like, well, guess we probably shouldn't do this anymore because we might get in trouble.
Do you remember that? Yeah. Were you living in Florida?
Oh, I do, yeah.
I'm so curious. Was it like the biggest thing ever or not really if you weren't in Chicago?
I lived, at the time I was a child, and I lived in upstate New York, and I do remember them driving around because we lived in a very, very rural town, and I do remember them driving around telling people to get rid of it.
Yeah,
to pull it off your shelves. I do. I'm 56 years old this year. So
well, you don't sound a day over 55, my dear. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, right.
All right.
Hey, your buddy Dylan, your barber Dylan.
Oh yeah.
My son-in-law is in the Shave Cave also.
Oh, is that where?
Not Shave Cave. Sorry, Central Oak.
Oh
Central Oak.
I gotta say, I have breaking news for you that I just found out last week. Dylan no longer at Central Oak.
I did know that as of yesterday. My daughter told me.
Yeah, crazy.
So
crazy.
now you have to go. Now you have to go to my son-in-law. He's there.
All right. We'll talk about it.
Sure.
Have a good one. Thank you, Golf Cart K. I appreciate you.
Can we, as we're leaving, we tee up like if you were on the news in that era, and you were gonna go to break about the Tylenol thing, but you're coming back with the story, how would you tee it up?
Oh God. I'm not giving away the juice. I'm not giving away the actual crux of it.
Your choice.
Be careful when you go to the store today because something you get off the shelf could kill you and your whole family. I'll tell you what it is next.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mine was, coming up, we take a trip into your medicine cabinet. Turns out you may have a spy-killing agent that could take out your whole family.
That's ChatGPT, don't lie.
No, that's right there.
Yeah. Don't go anywhere. We come back. I'm very excited about this because I love stuff in this realm. We've done ghost stories before. We've done weird paranormal stuff. But there is a phenomenon out there in a video that is going viral when it comes to your small children seeing things that nobody else can see. We'll give away some prizes, and I'll play the audio for you next on Sending Show. Switching to Hawkins Service Co. is simple and stress-free. With over 30 years of trusted service, Hawkins offers expert HVAC and pool repair services. One call really does handle it all. With over 3,000 five-star reviews, Hawkins has earned a reputation for reliability and quality across the region. From repairs and maintenance to upgrades, Hawkins is the go-to solution for all your HVAC, pool, electrical, and plumbing needs. No need to go digging through Google or the yellow pages, if that's even still a thing, to find 4 or 5 different services. They've got you covered, and they've always got great specials going on. Now through the end of the month, $1,500 off your complete AC system installation. And always, if it's your first time using Hawkins, let them know you heard us talking about them on the bone. 10% off right there. 813-445-8209. Book it. You can also visit them online, hawkinsserviceco.com. Hawkins, one call, handles it all.
She'll help me to untie this, but until then, well, I'm gonna have to lie to you.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. Breaking summer news. All the rooms at the Sky Beach Resort for the Bone Summer Beach Bash are completely sold out. But good news, you can still come out and party for free. Neutral presents the Bone Summer Beach Bash. An entire weekend of awesome events and hanging out with all your favorite people from the Bone. Plus, it's absolutely free to get in. It's all happening July 18th through the 20th at the beautiful Sky Beach Resort in St. Pete, a bayfront oasis with a private beach at the southernmost tip of St. Petersburg in the Skyway District. No matter what you do, don't miss the Bone Summer Beach Bash. Presented by Neutral and 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw summer.
Memorial Day savings all month long at Crown Hyundai.
Get financing as low as 0%. Buy with 0 down or make no payments for a year on over 700 new tariff-free Hyundais. Drive a new 2025 Hyundai Tucson SE for only $259 a month. All backed by Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, including a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Crown Hyundai, the better way to buy and service.
Visit CrownHyundai.com.
With approved credit, 36-month lease, 10K miles a year, $39.99 due at signing plus dealer fee and electronic filing fee.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are 2 very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call Trajan today at 813-550-1000. That's 813-550-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Preparing to sell your home can be costly and time-consuming. You can skip the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hey, it's JP. You can say goodbye to the stress that comes along with showings, open houses, and costly home repairs. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate will sell your home fast and for maximum value. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, trust the top real estate team in the U.S. chance to sell your home for top dollar. Just go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
And now, breaking news. You leaving me, your state-of-the-art 65-inch 4K smart television, for going out with friends and not staying in to watch TV. Sources confirm that is a terrible decision. Picture-in-picture mode. Do your friends have that? Can they simultaneously stream live sports and extreme baking shows? How about I make everything sepia? Whatever you want, I'll do it. Just don't put me on standby.
Don't listen to your TV. Head out with your friends and grab some ice-cold Heinekens. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Hey, this is Roger for the amazing Sleep Number smart bed. My wife and I, we've had our Sleep Number smart bed for over 8 years. My side of the bed, my Sleep Number setting is a 45. On her side of the bed, her Sleep Number setting is a 55. She likes the bed a little more firm than I do. Never slept better. It adjusts while you sleep so you can sleep well uninterrupted. Oh, by the way, over the last month, my average Sleep Number score is an 81. That's amazing. So why should you choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Well, so you can choose your ideal comfort on either side like we do. It's the only bed that lets you make each side firmer or softer whenever you like your Sleep Number setting. And right now, it's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event, up to 50% off, limited time, exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. In Tampa, 1822 Northwest Shore Boulevard. In Clearwater, at the Countryside Mall on US 19. And in Brandon, at the Brandon Exchange between JCPenney's and the food court. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.
When it really matters, choose Farrah & Farrah. Here for you, here for good. Tampa.
Ruck, run, or walk it at the 3rd Annual Sergeant Anthony Patrick Malstat's Defender Ruck on June 7th. Choose the 5K, 2.2-mile Ruck Walk, or go virtual. Every step supports military mental health and suicide prevention, plus music, food, raffles, and more. Sign up now at DefenderRuck.com and use the code THEBONE for $10 off.
If you're the victim of a car crash, take back control of your life. Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music. The window's down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
At Sun Toyota, we're saluting service with Memorial Day specials all month long during the Summer Starts Here sales event. Get a $500 Amazon gift card with a new vehicle purchase. Then shop select new Toyota trucks with 0% financing and a nationwide lifetime warranty with 4-year maintenance on new models. Shop online at suntoyota.com because when you make it Sun Toyota, we make it happen. Call 1-800-639-3367 for more information.
Sun Toyota. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America. Fighting for you. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you. Stingray Chevrolet.
Hi, this is Steve Hurley, owner of Stingray Chevrolet. With the economic landscape in a constant state of flux, consumers are understandably concerned about how car prices will be affected. While no one has a crystal ball to predict the future, I will say that if you're planning on purchasing a new vehicle in the next year, now would be a good time to pull the trigger. Luckily, our inventory here at Stingray is in great shape with over 700 new and pre-owned vehicles available, including a huge selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs. And since saving money is on the top of everyone's mind, remember that Stingray on I-4 has no dealer fee, and that automatically saves you $1,000 to $1,500. So while other dealers will charge a hefty fee on top of the advertised price of the vehicle, rest assured that you won't pay that here. StingrayChevrolet.com, Tampa Bay's big store on I-4. Exit 22, Plant City. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Stingray Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
This Saturday, May 31st, join Shark Coast Tactical for Daniel Defense Day. There'll be great deals on everything Daniel Defense, the premier AR manufacturer in the country. Shark Coast has the most inventory, and their crew will be in the shop to answer all your questions. And for the event, Daniel Defense is collaborating on a special Shark Coast AR only available at Shark Coast Tactical. Daniel Defense ARs, suppressors, and SBRs are the best in the industry, and at Shark Coast, you get your tax stamp in about 3 days. Don't miss Daniel Defense Day at Shark Coast Tactical this Saturday, May 31st. Shark Coast Tactical is on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Look for them on social media and tell them Mike Calta sent you.
Raise deals are here,
And they're so good, even Raymond is buying. Drive a new Kia Sportage, just $479 per month. Or a new Kia Telluride, just $379 a month. Don't miss out. Claim your raise deal today. Sportage, $479 per month. Telluride, $379 a month. At Crown Kia, the better way to buy and service. Call 1-800-371-0942 for complete details.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 1073 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. And now, back to Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
Welcome back to Senning Show. You made it halfway through a short week. Congratulations. I'm John Senning. He's Dizzy.
Boy, you should know that.
This song is heavily featured in the Friendship movie with
really?
Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. Yeah. Very, very funny. Possibly one of the funnier parts of the movie. Dude, underrated bop.
Oh, yeah.
It makes you feel something.
This song, big in the skate.
Oh, yeah.
times.
Big skate.
Yeah.
Big skate. Ghost Town DJs. I don't think they had anything else, did they?
Ghost Town DJs? I don't think so.
800-771-1025.
I give my all to you.
So we've done a variation of this before. It went very well, so we're bringing it back. It's the Ghost Story Gong Show, but we're going to have specific specifications, parameters. Man, I do not know what you do when this starts happening. And what I've gathered, it's not the rarest thing ever that people with very young kids have their kids saying bizarre, borderline scary things. And this woman, her name is, I think this is her actual account. Her name is Turkey Tail on TikTok. And she said her daughter, who, let me see if it says how old she is. If I had to guess, just going off of the sight of a child, I would say maybe 3 years old, like it's a real little kid.
Okay.
Started talking about her daddy, or not her daddy,
the
her
mom,
her
grandpa.
mom, who would have been her grandpa.
Okay.
Who passed away in 2002. So there's a few different clips, and obviously it's like a baby child, so you can't understand exactly what the kid is saying. But I'm going to give away Dirk's Bentley, and I also got some Cage the Elephant tickets. If you've got a story of something freaky that your kids saw and or did that is in the paranormal realm.
Okay, who is it?
Daddy. Daddy's right there.
Is it your daddy?
No, it's your daddy.
Dude, that alone, like, what do you, I often say when we talk about hauntings and places that are haunted, that like, if I thought my house was haunted for a second, I'm burning it to the ground. I'm selling it. I'm moving. I'm putting myself into financial ruins to not be around, the ghost entities. What do you do when you find out it's your kid? It's your own kid who is seeing dead people.
You visit the fire station and come back with one less person.
I think he's too old. I think this kid's too old.
Is where?
Daddy's right there.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
And then the kid walks her mom down the hallway to this spot in the middle of the room and just starts pointing at this spot.
Oh.
Your daddy's missing you.
And he said, the kid said, if you couldn't read, there's little captions on here. She said, "Your daddy is missing you."
Oh,
this man
God.
died in 2002.
He's like, tell her I miss her. Tell her I miss her.
Daddy's missing me? Okay.
It's your dad.
Let's go get him. Where'd he go?
It's
Okay, show me.
And since then, she's pretty much done an entire string of videos. In the most recent video, she showed the picture of her grandpa to the kid, which she claimed she had never seen before.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Hey, do you know who this is?" And the little girl immediately goes, "That's your daddy."
That's crazy.
I mean,
because that's what was going through my head when I saw this. I go, does she know what he looks like?
Yeah.
If not, you have to test it and be like, oh, what did you see? And start like a police thing. Was it this? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Was this? And then be like, the dad.
I mean,
says.
the line "your daddy's missing you" is pretty damn creepy. And I will say the comments on it are not. They're not questioning the lady. Kids are so fresh out of the portal. They are still connected. This isn't scary. It's the cycle of things.
I'm going to call my girls Coochie the Portal from now on.
800-771-1025. The fact of the matter is a lot of times things that are paranormal and in the ghost realm, they just go on too long. So we will be welcoming people onto the show under Gong ghost story rules. If the ghost story, if your story at all doesn't apply to what we're talking about, or it just rambles on, you will be gonged and you will be sent on your way. But I will also be giving away some Dierks Bentley tickets, as well as tickets to Cage the Elephant at the Sound for the stories that work and are actually good. Setting show, you're live on the air. Who's this?
Joe.
Pardon me?
This is Joe.
Hey, Joe. What's up, buddy?
One time we woke up in the middle of the night. My first youngest daughter was sitting up calling out my wife's grandmother's name, talking to her.
Are you okay?
Are you dead right now?
Joe, I've heard you a million times. I've never heard this version of you. You sound like you're being held against your will or something.
No, I'm perfectly fine, but it never happened again.
One night she woke up and she just started yelling out your wife's grandmother's name.
Right, and she never knew the grandmother. She was dead before the child was born.
What was the name?
Baba.
Okay.
Oh no, dude, that makes it even scarier.
Yeah.
Baba.
Yeah, Baba.
Did you have a conversation the next day? Like, why were you doing that?
No, we woke up and saw her doing it.
And then that was it. You never followed up and said, like, why did you do that?
No,
or who were you seeing?
It never happened again, but we were amazed that she knew the name. So it must have been something there that she knew, and we have no idea how she could have ever known that.
It wasn't like, bottle,
Oh, yeah, are you sure?
bottle, bottle.
No, it was the name.
Well, actually, thank you, Joe. Some kids call their bottle their baba.
Do they really?
I think so, right? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't have babies.
You got a baby in your house over the weekend. You got a baby laying around.
No, we got rid of it.
Well, I know, but
it was seeing things.
It was around long enough to go baba, baba.
Oddly enough, the baby, black, does not like black people.
Oh, really?
Every time we try to pick it up, it's like, no. But if anyone else tries, they're like, cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
be your own people sometimes, John.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, like, what was his name? Hold on. Stand by. What's going to be worth the payoff once I get to it? Clayton Bigsby. Baby Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah.
Not that one. Setting show. You're live on the air. Who's this? Hello.
Is it me?
It's you. Who are you?
Hey, John, Did, what's happening, man?
What
my
up?
wife watches my grandson. He just turned 2, and he kind of has a language of his own, but I'm pap, she's me. The other day, he points up at the sky and says, Da. Hi, Da. That's what my wife's dad, what she called him forever, and he's never, ever heard him that word's never come up. He has never heard that name.
How old's the kid?
And he's like having a conversation. 2. He just turned 2.
2 years old. Was there any, I mean, you can only grill a 2-year-old so much, but was there any follow-up questions? Like, what are you saying? Why are you saying that?
No, I mean, he just it's like, do you see Da? And he's just staring and pointing up at kind of like at the ceiling. And he's just saying, hi, Da.
Dude, that is.
Hi, Da.
Did it make everybody feel good, or did it freak everybody out?
Chills. It's a good feeling because he was a great man. He's been gone now for 12 years, but it's bizarre. And we've had a couple different things happen in the house. I mean, lately the door opens on its own. It's weird.
That's Da.
Yeah, Da.
The spirit of Da lives in your house now.
Da's hanging out.
Da's in the house. Dude, so, I mean, full phone lines. As soon as I hang one up, another one fills up. Wouldn't it be crazy if this is one of those things that's just happening at like a rate that is you can't even really comprehend? And if we were to really like investigate it, or you looked at it in a different way, like undeniably young children are able to communicate with the dead. And it becomes a funny TikTok. It becomes something you go, you won't believe what my baby said. And everybody gets a little freaked out in the moment. But I mean, if that many people have kids, young children that are seeing dead relatives that they never knew about and never knew, it's just very interesting. It's not a one-off case. It's not, a remote incident. It's clearly something that a lot of people have experienced throughout their life. And I understand we're giving away Dirks Bentley tickets, but you just wonder. I think there's a lot of those things in our society that people have individual moments and they don't ever connect the dots that maybe it's happening on a much grander scale where kids are just, it's a fact that we don't acknowledge that kids can talk to the dead people.
I believe it. I mean, I believe in paranormal stuff. I believe that, I wouldn't say ghosts because when you hear the thing ghosts, people are like, you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
But I believe in entities that are around us. Like, I've had those type of experiences. So it's not too far-fetched to think the kids can still see them because their brain hasn't, like, maybe worked out a way to just shut that off.
And that's the other thing about ghosts and a lot of different things personally in the paranormal realm is the average brain doesn't really think like that because we've been so kind of programmed to think that it's not real or that, you know what I'm saying? Just the things that we could explain away as a little glimmer out of the side of our eye or a noise that we heard and you're like, that's a refrigerator or whatever. All those little things. Kids don't have all that programming to automatically shut things down and doubt it. And they probably see it more for what it is. And they're like, oh yeah, that's Da over there.
Yeah.
That's your daddy.
I imagine if we could know exactly what they're saying, there's times where you probably were around ghosts and thought they were real people. And you're like, if we could have talked to you, you'd be like, yeah, remember he held me once? And you're like, he's never held you. He's been dead for 30 years, So
that's creepy. Setting show, you're live on the air. Who's this?
Is it me?
It's you. Who are you?
Okay. My name is Kendra.
Hey, Kendra. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Share your story with us.
My parents bought a bar up in a small town in Iowa. We moved in there all night long. You could hear like water running and different things like that.
You moved into the bar. You moved into the bar, or you moved into your house when you bought the bar?
Well, the bar actually had a house attached to it.
That's nice.
We lived above the bar.
That's the dream
so
right there.
Kind of cool, but it got kind of loud. Anyways, with that property, we always heard strange noises, this and that, water running when we knew the bar closed. Everybody was upstairs.
It's your phone connection. It's not you. I'm here for it, but I also didn't see a kid. I didn't see a kid entering the conversation quick enough either. So
it sounded like she just thought it was her paranormal story.
Yeah. The child seeing ghosts and dead relatives is what we're looking for here. You will be gonged if that is not what you bring to the table. Sending show. Who's this?
Hey there, it's Stasia from the 727.
Did you say Stasia?
Stasia with PH.
Oh, Phasia. How you doing today?
Yeah. Doing well. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Have you had some crazy things happen with dead people visiting your children?
Yeah, well, the crazy thing about it is when you mention the story, there's something happening in our little friend group. One of my friends just went viral for something that her daughter saw. So she's, doing her little TikTok, and her daughter is like, hey, get down. And she's like, who are you talking to? And she's like, oh, she won't get down from the chair. Mind you, her daughter is playing with her toys by herself.
Oh, I've seen this video. You were friends with this lady?
Yeah. So that's my sister's, one of her best friends.
Oh, wow. I saw that. I actually saw that video. I think Kids Talking to Ghosts is now entered into my algorithm. So I did see that video this morning.
And so with that, she asked us immediately, once all of this happened, we all were like freaking out. To me, it's like, you better get a priest in there. Go ahead and bless that home, set that ghost free. And then, trying to figure out from her and like, okay, who is this? Who did you see? Like getting the details, the breakdown, trying to figure out, because she is of school age. We're not sure of what had happened in the house before that.
Right.
And we were all like cold. Like this is crazy that this is happening. We have to get to the bottom of this. If not, let's just call a priest, have them bless the house, and hopefully set this poor soul free.
Are
I
they
mean?
freaked out? Are they kind of just wondering if it's just the kid messing around, or are they on high alert all the time currently?
They are on high alert right now because of the situation. She hasn't seen it since. I say it because I don't like.
Yeah.
What is this in a sense? But we do believe her because it's not like she had an imaginary friend or anything like that before. It came out of absolutely nowhere. She's not the type of parent to let her kid, watch, crazy stuff.
Right.
Horror,
That is,
movies.
It is crazy, and it's interesting how. Thank you for the call. I appreciate that. Please keep us abreast of the situation. It is crazy how when it's a family member, there gets to be this heartwarming thing that people kind of wrap their arms around and go, "Oh, your dad's visiting you. Your baba is coming here." All of a sudden, there's nobody attached to it, and it's like, get the priest.
Yeah.
There's a demon in the home. We got to we got to cleanse this place. If you're on hold, please hang tight. I will take more of your calls on the other side of the break. I want to give away some Dierks Bentley tickets. Dude, we have a scenario right now in our house where I haven't experienced anything really, but at the very least, I thought the more that it's there and it's happening, I've been thinking that it's the perfect setup for a scary Christmas movie. So our neighbors across the way, very, very sad, very sad. The neighborhood is shook. Our neighbor across the way passed away. It was a man and his wife passed away kind of abruptly. And we found out this past weekend that he's moving. So he's leaving, and they are selling everything in the house. And every year at Christmas, they have this giant Santa Claus in the front window that dances, and it's giant. It's like 6 feet tall. It's a giant dancing, singing Santa Claus. And so Danielle went over there, and she was like, "You're not going to believe this. They're selling the Santa, and they're willing to sell it to us for $1."
No way.
So I'm like, get that Santa.
Yeah.
So she gets the Santa, and like, nothing has really happened, but that Santa is freaking me out constantly. Yeah. Like, I look over, and you would think at this point, like, I know it's there, but every time I go in that room or walk by that room, it just feels like it's a person. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because it's a giant Santa or what. Nothing insane has happened yet, but tell me that isn't a great jumping off point for a scary movie where you buy the giant fake Santa, and the fake Santa has been taken over by the spirit of your neighbor.
It almost feels like Monkey, the monkey.
Oh, it is kind of like that. Yeah, dude, which I never finished. I don't know why.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah, it was. I figured. I got the idea.
I
got the idea. The monkey was killing everybody. But yeah, I'll keep you in the loop of my haunted Santa.
Maybe you won't. Maybe you're gone.
Yeah.
And this becomes Disney show.
Dude, how crazy would that be? All of a sudden, it's like, yeah, John and his wife, they're gone, and all that was sitting in the middle of their home was just a giant Santa.
Yeah. He had a candy cane that was shoved down and just went through his throat.
Oh, dude, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Don't go anywhere. We come back. More of your calls. We'll get a winner on the Ghost Story Gong Show. And I was hoping to do a little Diddy update. We might have to push it to the joints, so don't go anywhere. Tiza Energy, you know I'm rocking a banging black cherry just like I am every show. This product I use every day. There aren't tons of products that I think people use every day. Maybe their phones, maybe toilet paper. Tiza is the one that I use every single day. I love the focused, alert energy. I've never been a dipper or a smoker or a vapor really in my life. I love it for the energy. But for those that are trying to beat a habit, you smoking too many Camels, you've been hitting the vape too much, maybe you got a jaw full of chaw, check out Tiza. It can help you beat a habit. You can stock up at TizaEnergy.com. Use the code BONE20 for 20% off everything in the online store. Also now available on Amazon. You can subscribe and have a box of Tiza showing up at your front door every week. Tiza Energy. Why spit when you can swallow?
Dirty South mind blown, dirty South bread. Catfish fried up, dirty South fed. Sleep in a cot picking dirty South bed. Dirty South girls, give me dirty South head.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. Tell us what you think. Head to the 102.5 The Bone app now and leave us an open mic. The open mic on the free 102.5 The Bone app is sponsored by 1-800-ASK-GARY.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA summer sale.
Hi, yeah. My family and I want our backyard to be a summer oasis.
Don't sweat it. Our summer deals are here to help. Save up to 50% off on select items. Plus, IKEA loyalty members can save an extra 10%.
Sign me up. You just saved my summer.
Visit us in store from 5/27 to 6/30 or at ikea-usa.com/summer sale for more details. Offer valid 5/27 to 6/30/25. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store at ikea-usa.com/summer sale for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Stingray Chevrolet.
Hi, this is Steve Hurley, owner of Stingray Chevrolet. There's no doubt if you listen to the news that the economic landscape is in a constant state of change. And with the uncertainty surrounding the automotive industry, many people are heading to the used car lots. Listen, there are plenty of good reasons to buy a pre-owned vehicle, and chief among them is avoiding the dreaded D word, depreciation. Here at Stingray, we constantly stock 200 high-quality pre-owned vehicles with a great selection of certified pre-owned Chevys, like a 2022 certified pre-owned Chevy Trax for just $17,600. And since saving money is on the top of everyone's mind, remember that Stingray Chevy on I-4 has no dealer fee on any pre-owned vehicle, and that automatically saves you $1,000 to $1,500. StingrayChevrolet.com, Tampa Bay's big store on I-4, exit 22, Plant City. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Stingray Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
Where exactly do you think you're going? You're abandoning me, your beloved, exquisitely plush couch. Look, these feet are handcrafted mahogany. Put their Heinekens back. Do you really want to go to that concert? Wouldn't it be infinitely better to stay here with me? Look, I have a perfect imprint of your posterior. Please, don't go!
Don't listen to your couch. Head to a concert with some friends and grab some ice-cold Heinekens. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now with Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Chloe dreams of high fives and home runs. As a two-time cancer survivor, she's already proven she's a force on and off the softball field. At Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, we believe in Chloe's dream because we share it together every step of the way. Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. All we do, all for kids.
Get the dirt out before school's out and call Zero Res. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $119. Mention my name, Galvin, to secure this deal today. Book online at ZeroResTampaBay.com. Zero Res. All they leave is clean.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, we fight for you, making sure big insurance doesn't throw you a curveball. With over $25 billion recovered, we're the home run hitters you need.
This is gone.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Morgan & Morgan is responsible for this ad. John Morgan is licensed in Florida and Tennessee. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Metallica's No Repeat M72 Tour invades Raymond James Stadium June 6th and 8th. 2 shows, no repeats. Catch Metallica with Limp Bizkit and Ice Nine Kills on Friday night, and then Sunday night with Pantera and Suicidal Tendencies. Metallica, no repeat weekend. Win tickets at theboneonline.com.
Involved in a car accident? We understand the pressure you're under. Call Farah and Farah.
Tampa. Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now, back to Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
Welcome back to Senning Show.
Someone walking behind you. Turn around.
Thank you to everybody who held through the break. I don't know if it's good or bad, but literally every single person held through the break. We are in the midst of having a conversation because of this clip that is going viral that I'll reset and play for you real quick. And it happens all the time. We've learned that already from callers, and you'll see it pop up on social media. This small girl, I think she's like 3 years old, is supposedly seeing her mom's dad, who passed away in 2002, around their home.
Okay, who is it?
Daddy. Daddy's right there.
Is it your daddy?
No, it's your daddy.
Is where?
Daddy's right there.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, show me.
See?
Oh.
Your daddy's missing you.
That's the creepiest line of all. The little kid says, "Your daddy is missing you." I mean, it's undeniably creepy, but if there is some way that it's somehow true, it's also kind of cool. I mean, if you can communicate with.
Yeah, and so she was pointing to the room, so she hangs out with this.
Yeah, she must just be chilling with this guy. Which I wonder if there is something to kids being more attached to the spirit realm or whatever. I do wonder when that goes away.
Yeah,
like probably 5, 6 years old when they start to know a little bit better or start to be programmed by the rest of the world.
I'm gonna ruin this a little bit. What if that demon is not even?
Oh,
and he's like, I'm her dad.
Dude, that's
Tell
great.
her I miss her.
Dude, I love that. Dude, also a great movie idea where the demon comes in and makes everybody feel safe in like this moment because he's like, I'm your mother's daddy.
Yeah.
And I love your mommy. Tell her that I love her and that I miss her. But really it's an evil demon that just wants everybody to be okay with him living in the house.
Put this drink in your mom's drink so she can see me. I miss her.
That's good. Dude, we've made a couple good movies here today. Setting Show, you're live on the air. We're doing this Gong Show ghost story style. Kids seeing ghosts. Who is this?
Hi, it's Sharon.
Hey, Sharon. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Have you had some craziness like this happen in your life?
I did. My son was 26 years old, and he died in 2001.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And I babysat my grandson until he went to school. When he was around 3, he saw his picture sitting on an end table in the living room. And he looks at me and says, I like this guy. He comes down and plays with me all the time.
And I'm sorry, who was this that you were watching?
My grandson.
Oh my goodness! Did you ask him more about it, or did you kind of leave it at that?
Well, no, because he used to always tell us at night somebody comes in through the window.
Oh, wow!
And they sit up and they play all night.
Oh my gosh! Do you did that? We've been talking about the line of creepy and comforting. Obviously that's something that was horrific. Do you find comfort in that? Do you believe in that?
I do.
Have you ever felt something outside of what your grandson said?
Well, yeah. After my son's funeral, it was down in South Florida. We live in Central Florida. We came home and we went to bed that night. And at 1:00, which was the time of his death, our fire alarm went off, and he was a firefighter.
Oh my gosh, that is something. Now, how long ago did this happen, and how old is the grandchild now?
He's 18 now.
Oh, wow. So has it ever been anything that you've revisited when he's older? Like, do you remember?
No, I never brought it up to him again, and he's never mentioned it again since he was little.
Wow, that's something else. Well, I'm going to give you some Dierks Bentley tickets or KG Elephant tickets. Just hang tight with me through the commercial, okay?
Okay, great. Thanks.
What was your name again?
Sharon.
Sharon, thank you so much for calling, okay? Just hang tight for just a minute.
He comes in the window and plays.
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, that is
creepy to me.
It's so weird because it is, and I, I don't have that figure in my life that I lost that was so close. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like when you
yeah.
have somebody that you lose that's so close to you like that, I think probably any feeling of creepiness doesn't
Leaves.
exist.
Yeah,
because you're just like, whether it happened or it didn't, there's probably a comfort that comes with the idea that that this person is trying to visit you or wants to be near you.
It's like you said before we went to the break in the last segment that, like, if it was just some person they said they saw that comes in and plays, you're like, whoa. But the fact that it's a loved one, you're like, love it.
Yeah, yeah, there's something to them. Setting show, you're live on the air. Who is this?
How you doing? It's Cecil.
Cecil?
Cecil or Liesel?
Cecil.
So Cecil.
Can you hear me? It's Cecil.
Okay. Are you sure this isn't Joe Exotic calling us back?
No, this is Cecil, I said.
Cecil.
All right. Go ahead, Lisa.
Cecil the lion?
No, Cecil.
Oh, hey, Cecil. What's up, bud? What's your story?
Cecil assists Lisa licking my nuts.
What is it?
That didn't even work. That didn't even... I knew
What
there
did
was
he say?
I knew there was trouble afoot. Cecil.
You could be licking.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you get credit for that. I don't think you win anything. I don't think you you just did bad.
I think we got you better by calling you different names.
We did. Setting show. You're live on the air. Who's this?
This is Jay.
Hey, Jay. What's going on today, buddy?
Not too much, driving back from work. But I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she was playing in her room alone, and me and my wife here are playing. Sounds like she's playing with someone else in there, and she's an only child right now. And we walk in there, we're like, who are you playing with? She goes, I'm playing with Guy. We're like, well, who's Guy? And he's my friend. We play together, and he holds me at night when I'm scared. And we're like, wow. And then we're like, well, where did Guy come from? And she's like, well, he came down from heaven, and he can't find his way back.
Oh, my gosh. So that name does not mean anything to you initially?
No, nothing. And we don't talk like that around her about heaven. You know, she's real young.
Yeah.
So this is out of left field. And we're sitting there. We keep kind of grilling her about it. And she's yeah, just my friend. He's older. So, I mean, he could be 7 or 75 to a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Older is older. But so my wife is like, you know what? At least he's nice. I'm cool with it. But my wife is freaking out. And she's like, she's sleeping with us tonight. I was like, okay, that's fine.
So is this like unfolding in real time? Has this been happening like recently?
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
Wow. So has she went back to her own bedroom yet, or has she been sleeping with you guys ever since?
Still in our bed because, here, listen to this. So she sleeps in our bed that night, and I get up at like 4:35 to go to the gym and go to work. So I leave the house at 5. And at 6 in the morning, my wife's calling me. I'm like, she's always asleep. Why is she calling me this early? So I go, what's going on? She goes, did you turn the garbage disposal on? I go, no, I didn't touch anything, didn't even go in the kitchen. She's like, it was on this morning. And then I kind of hear my daughter in the background waking up. And I go, just out of curiosity, ask Bailey if Guy's with you. And then she goes, hey, is Guy with us right now? She goes, no, Mom, Guy's not with us. He's in the kitchen.
Oh, my God. Dude.
And then so ever since 3 weeks ago, she's been in our bed now.
So what are you, I don't know how much of your mind this is taking up or how often you're thinking about it. You said your wife's freaking out a little bit more. I mean, is there more conversation about it? Or are you just kind of hoping that if you stop talking about it, it will just stop being a thing that is happening?
Don't speak it into existence. I told my wife we're not talking about it unless it comes up, from her. Or, I'm cool with it because I'm like, he's not heard me. I mean, what am I going to do? But my wife has a different opinion of, a couple more things go out of pocket, we're going to move. I was like, it depends what it is,
Would you say that do you both believe, you and your wife, do you both believe in some form of ghosts? Or does one of you just think this is some sort of imaginary friend?
I think it's some sort of an imaginary friend. My wife is more on the ghost and the garbage disposal thing.
I was going to say,
I made it a physical thing.
I was going to say, if it's just an imaginary friend, who turned on the garbage disposal?
Yeah.
All right, dude, that is crazy, and it's happening essentially in real time. So I'm going to hook you up with some tickets as well. What was your name again? I'm sorry. Jay, I appreciate the call, buddy. Hang tight, okay? Dude, that's crazy. I mean,
Guy.
Dude, guy, and it's funny because I think he's still alive. Are you familiar with the dude Guy that used to be attached to Drew Garabo Live back in the day?
No.
Yeah, there was a guy, MC Guy, who he would rap, and he rap battled Drew a couple times, and it got really, really ugly between him and Drew. And then he became like our friend, and then he turned heel again and like called up one day like trashing us. And I don't know where he is. If it turns out that he's no longer with us, I would think that's maybe who's haunting this little girl.
Yeah, he's dead in this guy's kitchen, apparently.
He absolutely is. It's like, oh no, Guy died in a car crash right outside this guy's house.
There's a difference sometimes between people, and that caller just proved it to me, because if I ever said that to Nicole, she'd be like, I'm not asking that. We're moving. And vice versa.
What do you mean, asking what?
Like, let's say me and Nicole had a baby, and this Guy thing happened to us, and Nicole left and was like, ask the kid if Guy's around. I go, we're moving. I'm not asking
We're
that.
never bringing this up
we're
ever
never
again.
bringing this. We're moving immediately. I'm not asking to find out where Guy is. What if she was like, oh, no, yeah, he's right behind you.
Oh, gosh, dude. It's so, I don't know what, makes it even weirder because it's your own kid. You can't just, oof. Last call. I'm sorry to everybody that I didn't get to, but last call, and we got to be fairly quick. Who is this?
What up, guys? It's Uncrustable Casey. I'm the one that brought it out to you at Wild Fork.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on, man? I'll make this short. So my son was 2. He used to come out of his room always crying and having nightmares, saying there was a really mean, scary guy in his closet. And we just kind of wrote it off like, oh, man, there's nothing to be scared of. It's okay, buddy. Just go back to sleep. No big deal. Fast forward to last year with the storms. We had water that came into their bedroom, so we had to relocate them to another bedroom, rip up the carpet, and sure enough, underneath my floors is a hidden room, a cemented room that's about 8 feet long, 4.5 feet deep, and about 5 feet wide. And we have no idea who put it there, how long it's been there, or what. I mean, we've looked around inside it. I didn't find anything. But it's just out of nowhere. There's been a hidden room in that closet the whole time he said he saw this scary man.
Oh, damn. Is that enough to have you thinking about moving, or are you just like, no, a little torture chamber underneath the closet's fine by me?
Just a little torture chamber. We'll probably turn it into a wine cellar or something.
There you go.
I mean, it's kind of a neat idea. We're going to turn it around, put a positive spin on it.
There you go. I like where your head is. Thank you very much for the call. Wow. Dude, people, that's the thing. All these things are going on out in our society, and like nobody's, I don't know, should it be on the news? I'm not really sure. But this many people, kids, are seeing dead people. It feels like maybe something's going on.
Uneasy amount.
Maybe it's just kids being kids. That would be the explanation that a skeptic would give you. Kids don't know the difference between life and death and what's real and what's not, and they've got inventive imaginations. That would be the explanation somebody would give you. But very, very creepy. Thank you to everybody who called. I think this works great. We're going to fire it up every couple months when we've got some good ghost story stuff to dig into. Don't go anywhere. We come back. We're going to dig into John's Joints. There is a story about a very dangerous intersection in Ruskin. The members of the community have been trying to get something done, but they just didn't get it done quick enough. I want to spend some time talking about that and a bunch more when we're joined by Drew Garabo for John's Joints next on Sending Show.
Go bet another 6-pack, bet I make a comeback.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. Guys with ponytails, girls that think they're models, people that don't know how to Google something, and of course, ventriloquists. No one is safe when it comes to an open letter from Galvin.
Seriously?
Hear a brand new open letter from Galvin live every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on The Mike Calta Show. And go check out all the past open letters from Galvin at theboneonline.com. Sponsored by Zero Res. Zero Res. All they leave is clean.
Hurt in a slip and fall? Take back control of your life. Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
When it comes to your electric bill, the cost can fluctuate due to weather, energy usage, and daily habits. Sometimes they're soft and cute, and sometimes they're hard and burly. But with budget billing from Tampa Electric, we'll even out your payments so you pay a more consistent amount each month. Then when your bill comes to visit, it's predictable and friendly. Hey! Sign up for budget billing online at tampaelectric.com/budget billing and see what your monthly payment could be.
John Senning here for Furman Ford, Clearwater's big Ford store. From social media to the evening news, everyone is talking about the Ford employee pricing sales event. If you've been waiting, trying to figure out that perfect time to buy a new truck or SUV, guess what? The time is now during the Ford employee pricing sales event. What does that mean for you, you might ask? You pay exactly what a Ford employee pays across a full line of trucks and SUVs. This is an unprecedented opportunity that's going to give you massive savings on some of America's best-selling vehicles. You need to go see Bob Murray and my friends at Furman Ford today. They've got that beautiful brand new showroom on US 19 in Clearwater, and you can always check them out online at FurmanFord.com. Furman Ford, from America, for America, and make sure you let them know that John Senning sent you.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Memorial Day savings all month long at Crown Hyundai.
Get financing as low as 0%. Buy with zero down or make no payments for a year on over 700 new tariff-free Hyundais. Drive a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $99 a month. All backed by Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, including a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Crown Hyundai, the better way to buy and service.
Visit crownhyundai.com.
With approved credit, 24-month lease, 10K miles a year, $59.95 due at signing plus dealer fee and electronic filing fee.
Hi, I'm Patrick Thomas.
And I'm Heather Thomas from Bolt Electric, where we believe that the right way is the only way to do home electrical.
We believe the National Electrical Code is really the minimum standard, not the maximum standard.
We believe you deserve better electrical parts and better service.
We believe in ongoing training for our electricians.
Because there's no end to learning and improving.
Because at Bolt, we believe your safety is our core priority. Electrical problem? Call Bolt.
Online at boltelectric.com.
At Bernetti PA, our team will tell you that our number one priority is striving for the best customer service in the industry. I'm honored by the number of referrals we get from our current and past clients. They trust us. Why shouldn't you? Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Tampa, Lakeland, Pinellas.
You know, Tampa Heat doesn't play, and neither does Super Heat and Air and Plumbing. They've teamed up with the experts at ABC to bring you fast pro service backed by two of the best names in the business. And right now they're offering a $29 AC system check, whether your unit's working or not. And if you need repair, that $29 goes right towards it. Their techs are trained, their trucks are stocked, and their service is same day. If you're hearing weird noises, getting weak airflow, or just sweating too much, don't wait. Super Heat and Air and ABC guarantee impeccable service and cooling you can count on. Call Super Heat and Air today. There is no reason to be hot in your home. And if your AC hasn't been checked out, now is the time to take advantage of this super low $29 AC system check. Call them today, 813-618-5818. That's 813-618-5818. Get that AC system check done before it's 1,000 degrees every day. Give them a call today or go to superheatandair.com and trust the company that I trust to come into my home, Super Heat and Air. Check them out now, superheatandair.com. Tell them Mike Calta sent you.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call Trajan today at 813-550-1000. That's 813-550-1000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Time marches on, and a lot has changed. But one thing has not changed. Washington regulations on local stations. Regulations that make it tough for local TV and radio stations to compete with global big tech platforms. If you want to keep local news, weather, and live sports on TV and radio, we need updated regulations. Tell Washington to modernize the rules to help local stations compete. Learn more at nab.org/modernize the rules. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
You know where Gator Nation goes for fine jewelry and engagement rings? Only one place, International Diamond Center. IDC is the premier jeweler, the only jeweler to ever be named official jeweler of the Gators. It's a Florida family-owned company with an impeccable reputation for quality, value, and integrity. Did you know that IDC is one of only a handful of jewelers around the country that refuses to sell lab-grown diamonds? At IDC, they only sell real, rare, precious, and natural diamonds made by Mother Earth, so you can be assured of lasting value. They're also the only authorized retailer for all of the top bridal designers, featuring handcrafted rings made in America. So, if you're getting engaged or celebrating a special occasion, let the non-commissioned experts at International Diamond Center guide you every step of the way. You will get the value you want, the quality you can have confidence in, and the experience you deserve. Get all the details at shopidc.com. International Diamond Center, official jeweler of the Gators.
Ray's deals are here, and they're so good, even Raymond is buying. Drive a new Kia Sportage, just $479 per month. Or a new Kia Telluride, just $379 a month. Don't miss out. Claim your Ray's deal today. Sportage, $479 per month. Telluride, $379 a month. At Crown Kia, the better way to buy and service. Call 1-800-371-0942 for complete details. Ray's deals are here, and they're so good, even Raymond is buying. Drive a new Honda Pilot, just $479 a month. Or a new Honda Accord, just $259 a month. Even Raymond is buying. Ray's deals are here. Don't miss out. Claim your Ray's deal today at Crown Honda, the better way to buy and service. Call 800-509-4942 for complete details.
This hour of Setting Show is brought to you by Hawkins Service Co. One call handles it all.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 1073 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. And now, back to Setting Show. It's time for John's Choice with your host, John Senning.
Welcome back to Setting Show. It's time to fire up these here joints.
Shots fired, calling me a liar.
I'm John Senning. He's Dizzy. And every day at 3 o'clock, we class up the joint with the host of Drew Garabo Live, Drew Garabo himself.
Have I really classed up the joint, though?
I would say so. I would say you bring a certain level of je ne sais quoi that the guys in this room are lacking at any given moment.
Hey, it's me, Joe Exotic.
Yeah. Dude,
that was a great call.
What a trip. I can't believe he actually called. And I thought I lost him, too.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to just set up that he's calling, and he dropped. So thankfully that worked out. I think we've been on a run of us asking you, Would You Rather Wednesday.
Yeah.
Would you rather be able to communicate with all animals or speak every language on Earth?
This is a really good one, and lack of disturbing and perverse content.
we're giving the pussified ones a little bit of a break this week.
No handwritten letters.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just for me, there's one right answer and one wrong answer, and I'll tell you why.
Oh.
While I have always wanted to communicate with animals, I am fascinated by the idea of learning what's going on with them, how they're really feeling. It's going to change my life in a huge way.
You mean by being able to communicate with animals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, like, from domesticated animals like the cats I take care of and my own cat.
Oh, dude.
To animals in general, I would not feel good about eating them if I could communicate with them.
That's a great point. I was telling you in the break that there was a thing I could say that might change how you feel. You like to fish. You were on a fishing trip with the boys. What if as you're reeling that fish in, he's
like,
pleading,
"Ow!
I have a family! I have a family!
Jesus, man, I got a family, man. Let me go."
Wow, you really and yeah, my thought was like with the same thing with you with the cats and that you try to get adopted. But imagine like Peyton from the Humane Society shows up here with the dog, and like I'm the only one that can communicate, and this guy, the dog comes in, he's just like terribly depressed and miserable, and it's just like, just kill me. I don't want to live another day. Whatever it may be. I'm the animal world is filled with lots of darkness and sadness.
Yep.
So that is maybe the element that I did not give proper credence to, is that it could be really, really sad.
What if Brody's just a horny dog and you're watching a movie and he's like, ugh, I'm just so horny. If only there was some peanut butter I could lick off something. You got to deal with that. You now have to hear that from your dog.
That's a possibility. That is that. I mean, I guess all ranges of emotions from horny to sad to happy to pain are all on the table when it comes to the animals that will be in your life.
Or I hate to do this, but what if it's even worse than Brody being horny? What if like after all these years you think he's like your best friend and stuff, and then you get home and you hear him go,
ugh, this guy's on.
Jesus.
Never stops with this one.
John again.
He always walks in through that door.
Enjoying my time with Danielle, nice lady.
That's a possibility.
And it's not, but I mean, and plus like you go by a field of cows and you're like, oh, cool cows. They're like, why would you eat us?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
That is true. It could. The main side effect of if you decided to take the path of communicating with animals, it would probably be much harder to eat meat.
Yeah.
Like impossible. Once you assign a voice to it.
Impossible meat.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That was good.
So then being able to communicate with every person in the world, dude, you get your passport, you go anywhere.
That's a great part of it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and maybe because I don't have that deep yearning desire to leave the country. I feel like if I spoke because a lot of it, I'm not saying that's not why I don't, but also the idea of like going to another place, and they have apps and you can figure it out, but not knowing what is going on at all and what anybody is saying probably feeds into the reason why I'm not super interested in it.
Sure.
So if I did have that capability, then maybe I'd be more apt to want to travel.
Yeah, and knowing what animals are saying is just going to change your life so drastically. You'd have to be a sick son of a bitch to keep eating meat after the chickens can talk to you.
I didn't think about how sad it may be. All right, I'm going back into my mental lab to figure out what I really want to do.
Question on that real quick. Since you can communicate with animals, understand them, if you went and watched, like, let's say a YouTube clip of little chickens in coops and stuff where they're slaughtered, can you hear them in English voice?
That is a good question.
Like
are they just going peep, 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 or are they going kill me, kill me, kill me?
No, I think that you're hearing what the animals are saying at all times.
Terrifying.
So, I mean, then you think about those documentaries like Factory Farm and all that stuff that have traumatized all those people, and then it's like, now you just have to hear them be like, no.
Can't go to SeaWorld. They're just like, save me.
Oh, God, yeah. The orcas are just like, get me out of this damn thing. And then at night when you're trying to sleep and you hear like an owl and you think he's all like, ooh, he's like, kill mice, kill mice.
Dude, I've got big bird news in our neighborhood. I'm sorry. My level of excitement may be a little over the top. Dude, I've told you recently that my fascination with the pileated woodpecker.
Yes.
Dude, we've got 3. We've got 3 in our backyard now.
Damn.
The giant ass woodpecker. So I've been reading about them. Fascinating fact, they mate for life. So the man and the woman mate for life. So we got a mama, a daddy, and a baby. And dude, they come to this tree that's right in our backyard. And the power of those things, and just, I would say, outside of a predator, like a raptor, I gotta be one of the coolest damn birds on planet Earth.
They're neat.
I mean, the red giant mohawk and the power that they can get in their neck. They look like dinosaurs when you sit and look at them. They're kind of pterodactyl-like.
And they move that head so fast, too. Like they're into the wood.
It is really, really cool. John's Joints brought to you by Bubble Down Car Wash, the greatest car wash in the whole wide world. They've got longer wash tunnels, spacious vacuum so you can get every little nook and cranny without bumping into your neighbor, and a staff that is going to take care of every little detail. The unlimited membership plan is the real secret here, because in Florida we got a lot of things working against us, whether it's bugs, pollen, birds, rain. Hopefully that comes back one day. If your car is clean today, dirty tomorrow, you can go through as many times as you want with that unlimited membership plan. Locations in Tampa, Brandon, Riverview, Wesley Chapel, and Palm Harbor is their newest spot. You will have the cleanest car in town every time you down. Dude, I've had this. I've been wanting to talk about this since the beginning of the week, and I just haven't got to it yet. And I know it's not huge news, but I would have thought I'd been getting a little more run. We initially brought this up weeks and weeks ago because Mickey Rourke was on the Celebrity Big Brother. And he accosted JoJo Siwa and said, if we're here for longer than 3 days, you're not going to be a lesbian anymore. She was in an active lesbian relationship, very outspoken about LGBTQ and everything that goes into it, had a partner that she was very much in love with when she went into the house. And then all of a sudden she meets this guy, Chris Hughes, while she's in the house. And everybody's sharing videos of them cuddling and snuggling. They're rubbing each other down. Well, it's now officially official. JoJo Siwa has left her girlfriend, and she is now in a heterosexual relationship with Chris Hughes, the guy that she met inside the Celebrity Big Brother house. And they're like full-blown in love. They went on this huge trip together. She put up a big post of them kissing and snuggling and hugging, saying that she just had the best week of her life. And I think, she's explaining it away, or not explaining it away, but explaining it as, I'm queer and I kind of get with whoever I want to.
Yeah.
But it is interesting because she went from a child star to an adult star so quickly. I feel like you may have left a large group of people out there a little confused just when you were so in on this relationship and really there wasn't much question about her sexuality to I ended up in a house with this guy and now I'm in love. I wonder, and I'm not on the JoJo Siwa message boards,
I am.
But I have to imagine in the world of the internet, there's a large portion of people that feel betrayed by JoJo Siwa for kind of giving up being gay after being in a house with a dude for 2 weeks.
So she retired from lesbianism.
She says she's queer. Which I think kind of just opens up everything, anything at any time.
Yeah.
And which, I respect. I think you can be bi. Obviously, you can be whatever the hell you want to be. I think it's just the fact that it all unfolded on a television show.
Yeah.
While simultaneously going, nothing's going on here. I have a partner. Of course there's nothing going on here. And it turns out she was actually falling in love with this dude who hasn't. I was trying to figure out what the hell he did. He was in like a very, very small mini boy band in the UK. They had one hit, and then he's become kind of like a figure in sports media in the UK. Like he's not like insanely successful or doing crazy things, but they are madly in love.
Maybe the beautiful message for all of her young fans is that we love who we love, and we don't need to put labels on people. She wasn't ever lesbian. She doesn't need to be straight. She doesn't need to be queer. You just love who you love.
I think from the stuff that I've seen just on the stories is the people that believe that she was just blatantly cheating on her partner and saying she wasn't.
Oh,
like they're. I don't know about you, but I mean, when she's like laying there and caressing this man's back in the middle of the night. I don't know tons of partners. If you're not in a straight up open relationship, they're going to look at that on national television and go, yeah, that's cool. I'm cool with that. Caress that body.
Yeah. But you know what this does? This just reinforces the theory that lesbians are lesbians because they ain't met the right guy.
Dude, the irony of the fact that what brought all of the attention to that show was Mickey Rourke's insensitive, over-the-top comments about saying, if we're in this house for 3 more days, you're not going to be a lesbian. And he turned out to be not factually incorrect. This is a crazy story, and the reason it really hit me because I just watched a movie over the weekend. I actually paid to watch it, which is not something I like to do, but the idea of it really had me intrigued. Do you know the actor Ben Foster?
I've heard the name. I don't know what he was in.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. The first thing that I remember him from was Alpha Dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with Justin
Lone Survivor and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. So he is the main character in this movie called Sharp Corner.
All right.
And he's like one of the best.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most underrated actors of our generation.
Oh, yeah. He's really good.
I've always thought that he just steals the show every time he's on.
Yeah.
So it's called Sharp Corner. And you have to pay for it still. Boo. But the idea is him and his wife move into this house out in the middle of nowhere, and happens to be they live on this sharp corner. And the first night that they move into their house, they're still settling in, and a car takes the corner too fast, crashes into a tree in the front of their house, and somebody dies. And then more people keep crashing in front of their house because of this sharp corner. And I don't want to give away the whole thing, but it takes a bizarre turn, no pun intended, to where he becomes obsessed with the corner, and then he really becomes obsessed with the idea of saving somebody's life because all these people die. Like all these people have died in front of his house. So he becomes obsessed with the idea that he can do something to save them.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw the trailer for this, and I thought this looks kind of creepy.
It is. It is a slow burn, and it's very creepy.
Like,
Can I just give the big?
Of course. We're not going to watch it.
Spoiler alert. So the end point is he becomes so obsessed that he loses his family. They leave because he's so obsessed with the corner.
Yeah.
And then he starts trying to get people to crash on the corner.
No.
That's pretty cool.
Because he wants to save their life.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's Ben Foster is great. Slow burn, not for everybody, but it made me. There is a parallel to be drawn to this local story that's unfolding.
Okay.
Community members in Ruskin are mourning the loss of a family of 4 who were killed in a car crash Sunday night. While the cause of the crash is still under investigation, Hillsborough County deputies said it does not appear to be the result of reckless driving. The crash is bringing attention to the dangerous intersection. Neighbors said it's time to turn this pain into purpose. They're calling on Hillsborough County for safety changes along West Shell Point Road in Ruskin to prevent future tragedies. Surveillance video showed a car blowing through an intersection into Julie Coleman's home and flipping over multiple times. Whoa. The car came to a final stop when it slammed into a neighbor's car on Sunday night. Deputies have identified the family of 4 who sadly lost their life. And, the neighbors are now saying, we've been doing something. We've been trying to get something done for a long time. Hillsborough County now saying they've done studies at the intersection in the past at the request of residents, and it didn't really yield the results that would warrant massive amounts of change.
2 things. Number one, how is it not reckless driving when they blew through an intersection and wailed into a house?
Well, that's the thing is there's a little bit of...
See, it sounds reckless.
Yeah, these results placed both roads in the 85th percentile, 12 miles per hour or more, meaning there is not an excessive speeding issue in the area. Additionally, a crash report review showed 3 crashes within the last 5 years. So they're pretty much saying it's not bad enough to have to do anything. But, dude, what a just on the heels of that movie, I was already kind of thinking about the idea of an accident happening in your front yard, or in this one, they actually end up hitting your house and a whole family loses their life. I would think it would be tough to move back into that place.
And I believe that the Ruskin area is the most neglected by Hillsborough County. Like if you go to Matt and D's.
Oh, dude, I know. I have a friend who hit a pothole in late at night, and dude,
wasn't able to get a AAA car.
Dude, he sat in a Publix parking lot for I think like 8 hours, and you
know that guy.
Yeah.
By the way, Ben Foster, major role on 6 Feet Under. He was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was Claire's boyfriend who might have been gay. Dude. Great. He's so good. And that show, I can't believe that you haven't watched that show.
It feels like so. I'm really in the need for new shows. So
dude, Dexter as a gay funeral director?
That sounds morbid.
Dexter, oh yeah, he's so good.
That feels like something that I should be watching with my morbid sense of curiosity.
Yeah, and let me see if I can arouse you with what happens at the beginning of every episode. Right. There's a different weird death in the beginning of every episode. It's the person they intake into the funeral home.
I like that because I like different.
Yeah.
I love shows that have like a different element of every, like a specific different element in every episode. So
every episode you just see a scenario unfolding where a person loses their life in a very unexpected way, and then that's the person they take into the funeral home. It's so good.
6 Feet Under.
Yeah, and a very satisfying finale.
How many seasons?
6.
All right.
I'm
going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go.
Very sexy.
We always talk about things like this, but I feel like we had that conversation, I think it was last week maybe, about people skipping in front of you in line, whether it be in a bathroom or in line at the grocery store. And like, what are the things that might mean nothing to somebody that could cause somebody else to, pull out a gun and kill you or assault you? Well, this is about the finest example that we'll at least see today. A Florida man was arrested over the weekend after police said he shot at another man over a $5 beer. The DeLand Police Department said it was called to McCabe's Bar on Amelia Avenue in DeLand around 2 a.m. According to police, 55-year-old Calvin Gilbert had been drinking with a man he didn't know that night. Witnesses said Gilbert bought a $5 beer for the man. At closing time, police said Gilbert confronted the victim outside the bar and demanded to be reimbursed for the drink. After the two men started to argue, police said Gilbert drew a black handgun and fired 1 round. The victim was not struck, and he ducked to avoid the shot.
Oh, wow.
The bullet hit an exterior cooler and penetrated the wall of the business. Officers said surveillance video captured the incident and Gilbert fleeing in a tan 1999 Nissan Quest van. He was identified out of a photo lineup and was arrested within 34 hours. He was charged with attempted first-degree murder and using a firearm. arm while under the influence of alcohol.
So if you and I don't know each other and I run into you at a DeLand dive bar and I go, hey, let me buy you a beer, you would assume that you don't have to pay me back.
I would think, and I would love to know, I'm thinking that early on in the night, they were just boys chumming it up, and then as the night went on, maybe they got into a little political discussion.
Oh, okay.
They got into something else, and this guy realized, I don't want to have. I'm mad at myself for having bought this son of a bitch a beer. Give me my $5 back.
That's one scenario that I thought of. The other one is there was a romantic interest that was unrequited, and the guy was like, hey, let me buy you a beer there, cowboy. All right. So they talk. Yeah, no, I ain't queer. All right. Well, then, give me $5 or a BJ.
Oh, that feels like possibly the most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why that wasn't the first thing that came to mind, because I don't know how often. I don't know. It seems like a thing that maybe like older dudes might do is like buy a beer for a bro.
Yeah.
But still, for the most part, standard protocol, people buying people drinks at bars mostly means that someone's trying to get laid.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite part is he ducked out of a bullet shot.
Dude, seriously.
No,
he
try again.
I got to watch
Bugs Bundy'd him.
I got to watch The Matrix, by the way.
Dude.
Because I've been seeing this whole trend on TikTok is these people saying that the first hour of the first Matrix is a documentary.
Dude, especially in the times we're in right now, like we think we're living in a simulation, you'll think you're watching something plucked from the headline.
So do they, like, without all the details of the movie, do they, like, you hear about this pill thing. So do they, like, take a pill and that takes them to another world?
Kind of. Yeah, it's a bit reductive, but
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how, if we're going to compare it to modern times and the idea of a simulation, how do they go back and forth between the simulation and the not?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, if you take you take the red. Oh, patching it.
You got to choke on a big fat one.
Yeah, you got to take a fat one down your throat, and then it just like goes, and then it spreads around. But yeah, if you take the red pill, everything changes. If you take the blue pill, everything stays the same, I think.
Yeah, isn't it you are already in the Matrix and then they pull you out?
Yeah.
And then show you what world you're actually living in and stuff? Because we're just like batteries.
That's all we are.
For the robots.
We're like shells.
For the robots. Yeah, and the aliens.
I can see that, actually. Really, you can almost say anything to me now about modern times, and I could find a way to believe that it's something like it could be true.
Oh, dude, the agents. Oh, they're so. Dude, you'll love this movie.
There's Asians.
Agents.
Yeah, the Asians.
Oh, the how many are there that are worth watching?
One.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care for the second or third.
First one has the best story. The others have better action. Essentially, that's the way it goes.
All right,
so good.
Well, maybe one day I'll get to it. This story out of Sanford is. You should never hit children, okay? Let's just start by saying that.
Dude, you're reading verbatim what is on my 530.
Oh, yeah. You should never hit children. But what is the line? What can a child say to you before you're ready to throw hands?
Out of Sanford.
Orlando Sanford Airport police arresting this woman, Christy Crampton, who they say repeatedly hit a child on a plane. She's charged with felony child abuse. Channel 9's Ashlyn Webb explains what witnesses say led up to the woman being cuffed.
Airport police say they arrested her at the gate after the pilot requested for law enforcement. This arrest report says it all started with the child calling the woman fat and Miss Piggy.
The young Drew Garabo.
Was set to be back home from her family's Disney World vacation. Instead, she made her first appearance in front of a Seminole County judge Tuesday, charged with felony child abuse. Allegiant Flight 2885 to Hagerstown, Maryland was set to take off from Orlando Sanford International Airport just before 2 p.m. Monday. But according to this arrest report, Crampton and witnesses on the plane tell police the child called Crampton fat and Miss Piggy, telling her she couldn't fit in the airplane seat.
Damn.
That's when witnesses say Crampton began hitting the child with her fist and then hit him on the head with a water bottle.
I kind of get it.
Then the report says she slammed the child's head into
Oh my
the
God.
window. The child used his arms to cover his head. Airport police haven't said how old the child is, but Crampton told police the child was very rude and disrespectful during their trip to Disney, and that after the child called her fat, she took his phone away. She claims he then pushed her arm off the armrest twice, and that's when she began smacking him. But police and witnesses say she went beyond typical disciplinary actions. One witness saying the woman was not correcting the child, she was abusing him. The report said the FBI was notified because it happened inside an airport.
So I think I read that the relationship to the child was not known, but I mean clearly they were together.
Yeah.
They had been on this trip together at Disney World. So stepmom, aunt, I don't know what the relation is, but
I'm guessing aunt. Judge said no contact with the child, right? They probably know each other.
Yeah.
I'm guessing an aunt.
Yeah, and I mean, what is the line? First of all, I guess if you didn't raise the kid, like if your kid is willing to call you fat and Miss Piggy, I feel like up until that point, not necessarily you're a bad parent, but you definitely have lacked in the parental area if your child feels comfortable enough loudly in front of lots of people calling you fat and Miss Piggy. And
correct.
The lady didn't look like terribly fat.
Chunky.
I think she's tiptoeing the line, and that's what set her off.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
I don't think she's fat. No.
If this kid had like been berating her like the entire vacation, like, hey, can you want to ride? It's a fat world after all.
Yeah.
You know, like she, not that she should beat him up, but like, if I'm on the jury.
You got to find a way to do it a little more classy. You got to find a way to abuse your child a little more discreetly. Like you start throwing hands, smashing his head into the window, maybe just a shiver, like a little forearm shiver to the ribs.
Yeah.
Sit on him.
You threaten them. You go real close and go, I'm going to beat the F out of you tonight.
Yeah. I think that probably doesn't do enough.
No.
You don't think so?
I'd sit on him. Like if I were her, I would just sit down on the plane, like right on top of him. And as the flight attendant goes by, it's like, help, Miss Piggy's sitting on top of me. But what was that? Nothing. Can I get some almonds, please?
This story I find very, very interesting because I've always kind of wondered. I love the mountains. Like I love the mountains, and when I'm in the mountains, I'm always on vacation. So it's hard to like quantify the way that the mountains make you feel and what it's like being in those areas because you're also not working and you're on vacation.
Yeah.
But I've always just thought, like, what would it do for your mental health and for your overall well-being if, like, every day you walked out your back door and you had this just beautiful, scenic, mountain view out your back door?
Yeah.
Like, I always just think living in those places would be better for your mental health and your overall well-being. And what do you know? There might be a little bit of truth to that. A longevity expert has revealed how he managed to de-age himself by a decade simply by changing his address. 10 years ago, Dr. David Furman, he's an associate professor and head of Stanford University's 1,000 Immunomes Project, was living in a California city where he suffered from migraines constantly, was taking painkillers for constant pain throughout his body, claiming his life was pretty stressful. The anti-aging expert believed his body was aging in hyperdrive, and he knew his constant headaches and pain were a sign of something more sinister. So he decided to check if his theory was true and tested his blood for inflammatory markers. Much to his shock, he found while his biological age was 39, his body had the inflammatory age of a 42-year-old man. Disappointed in his results, the scientist knew if he continued to live the life that he was, he would be more susceptible to premature aging and chronic conditions like diabetes and possibly even cancer and mental decline. To prevent this, Dr. Furman decided to move out into the mountains in Southern California with his wife and 2 kids to improve their health. With a new lifestyle and a new location, and the 3 years the family lived in the woods, the professor went back and checked again, and he was able to de-age his inflammatory number by over 10 years. Reflecting on his initial diagnosis, Dr. Furman said, I freaked out. Any species that you put in a new environment will develop inflammation as a response, but that is not what happened here. And he says that living in a more scenic, peaceful environment can reverse the aging process.
I think in California, especially Los Angeles, where urban blight is everywhere, there's insane traffic. If you get out of that and go up like into the Hollywood Hills, it's like night and day. I imagine that takes years off your life.
It really is. And sometimes I just think to myself, it's like a fantasy that you create. Like everybody wants to look at beautiful things, and of course it feels good when you do. But that's just always just been a little curiosity of mine of like what happens. Like, do you get bored of it? Do you get sick of it? Does it become? And I think there's a similarity between living on the beach. I mean, we have the beach here, so I don't yearn for it the way that I do the mountains. But just the idea of even. Like you go to those towns where you're at the grocery store. Like you're at the grocery store and you look around and you have beautiful mountains everywhere around you. Yeah. There's just a certain like grandness that comes with being in the big mountains that makes you feel, I don't know if it's smaller or different, just a greater appreciation for nature and the things around you. It's an interesting thing.
It is, and there's a camaraderie too. When we stayed in Colorado, one night we stayed just outside the Rocky Mountain Range, and like having those gigantic mountains there, it's almost like everyone you see, you're like, hey, you see the mountains? Hey, you see the mountains? Oh, the mountains or something
You checking
else,
this out? You see this over here?
Rocky Mountains, huh? It's cool.
It is crazy. I don't know if I'll ever I'll probably be retired by the time I ever get to see what it feels like to live in the mountains.
10 years, you're going to be living in the Blue Ridge range.
Oh, dude. How?
I don't know. I'm not sure. You'll be host of Setting Show, the middle of the road version of the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh, wow.
And you'll catch traction. You'll have like viral interviews that go crazy, and you'll be doing the podcast from your front porch that overlooks the Blue Ridge mountain range.
It's so funny that you say that, because back in the crowded table days, there was one time where I went up to the mountains and we still wanted to do the podcast. So we found a way. Dennis had some sort of live feed where they could be there. And so long story short, I'm just out on this back deck overlooking the river and the mountains doing this podcast. And as I'm sitting there, I'm just thinking, this is literally the dream. Like, this is the actual dream. A 2019 study found that forest bathing, immersing yourself in nature for at least 120 minutes every 7 days, promotes well-being in almost every single category. Results published in the Journal of Scientific Reports revealed those who spend at least 2 hours a week in nature are more likely to report overall better health. This is compared to those who did not venture into the outdoors at all on a typical week.
Interesting.
I wish there was more, like, I don't know. I feel like I love St. Pete. I really do. And I love so many things about it. But, Evander, that used to work here.
Yeah.
He lived in St. Pete forever.
Sure.
And then him and his, I believe, new wife moved out to somewhere out north that way, Land O'Lakes or whatever. And he posts these videos of his backyard where it's just the forest and there's deer in his backyard. And as much as I love St. Pete, I'm like, am I living in the wrong place? Should I try and find the rural areas around here? And
you want that?
Yes.
I'm the opposite.
Same.
I do not.
Dude, I've been in contact with Micah a lot.
Yeah.
And every time she puts up a property that's out in Brooksville, I'm that much closer to just making that move. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like the drive would suck. Like, that's the biggest thing with working here. But I also feel like, does it become worth it at the end of your drive? Like, if, let's say, because that drive to Brooksville is what, hour and 15?
Yeah.
On a good day without tons of traffic.
Right.
So you make that hour and a half drive and you get home and you're surrounded by the woods and you look out in your backyard and you got deer and turkey and all this. Is it like, this is my sanctity, this is my oasis, and that drive every single day somehow makes it worth it?
Not for me. That's opposite for me.
Oh, I don't know. That is a trade-off, because I don't want to drive an hour to get here and I don't want to drive an hour to get home, but I'm already driving a half hour. If you could double that up and I get to live in bucolic splendor.
Even your neighborhood, though. I know it's not
nice.
It's nice, but sitting out on your back lanai and looking out over that pond and seeing gators and birds of prey and deer and stuff like that. Like, that is just that taste alone.
Yeah.
Obviously it's still a neighborhood and everything, but very, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. When I drive through South Tampa, I realize I could not live in that like packed urban dense environment.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Let's step aside for a moment. We come back. I got a couple other things to fire up. An animal attack in the water, but not the traditional animal attacks we see here in the state of Florida. I actually got up close and personal with one of these creatures on my fishing trip. We'll talk about that. And he hasn't been in the news for a while. Jussie Smollett. That whole saga may finally be coming to an end. Maybe. We'll do that and make way for Drew Garabo Live, which I'll be hanging out for the first segment with Jacob 2 Times coming up at 4 o'clock. But first, we'd love to tell you about Wind Derby at Derby Lane. This spot, an institution in St. Pete. People have been making memories there for decades. They've filmed countless movies there. If you've never seen it, you got to walk inside. They've got $5 minimums at some of the tables, just like the good old days. Free cocktails while you're playing, and appetizers coming around every few hours as well.
If you grew up on Old Maid, Uno, and Go Fish like I did, it's real easy to figure out poker. And if you need a little helping hand, right there on the gigantic mural, it'll tell you what beats what. You'll learn the finer points of poker, and before you know it, you'll be walking out of there with tens of thousands of dollars in progressive jackpots.
Yeah, this mural is really taking away all your excuses if you say, I don't really know how to play, because Ultimate Texas Hold'em is their most popular game, and they're giving away on average $10,000 to $100,000 every day. And this mural, we got a chance to look at it. It is perfect and explains every little detail so you can be a pro before you know it. You can still bet on the ponies remotely. Bring your friends, bring your family. It is an awesome time, and you're never going to have to worry about parking. Check them out online at win-derby.com. That's win-derby.com.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. NASCAR lives right here on 102.5 The Bone. Sponsored by Jerry Ohm.
This week, it's the Cracker Barrel 400 at the Nashville Superspeedway. Coverage starts at 6 p.m.
Race days Sundays, where NASCAR lives in Tampa Bay. Right here on 102.5 The Bone. Sponsored by Jerry Ohm Jeep Ram. #1 in the country. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
Eastbound East Bay Drive in Pinellas at US 19. Looks like the roadway is still down to one lane due to an earlier hazard. Stop-and-go traffic not quite to Belcher Road. In Hillsborough, give yourself 15 to 20 minutes southbound I-75, south of Fowler. That earlier crash with right lane blockage. Stop-and-go traffic to Fletcher. We did have a crash northbound I-75 past Big Bend Road. That should be off to the shoulder now, but we'll still back up traffic to Paseo Almar. Northbound Dale Mabry had an earlier wreck at Mapledale Boulevard. Stop-and-go traffic still back to Bierce Avenue there. This is Eric in the Farah Traffic Center.
Save time and money with mobile service at Jerry Ohm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They come to you and perform on-site simple repairs or routine maintenance. Schedule mobile service with Jerry Ohm today. Online at jerryohm.com. Tampa is Ohm country. See dealer for complete details.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 40% off. Plus, kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
At Sun Toyota, we're saluting service with Memorial Day specials all month long during the Summer Starts Here sales event. Get a $500 Amazon gift card with a new vehicle purchase. Then shop select new Toyota trucks with 0% financing and a nationwide lifetime warranty with 4-year maintenance on new models. Shop online at suntoyota.com because when you make it Sun Toyota, we make it happen. Call 1-800-639-3367 for more information.
Toyota.com. Wait, you're leaving us? You're matching pajamas.
Matching silk pajamas, babe.
You discover Heineken and now you go out to, watch live sports?
We were literally made to wrap you in luxury, to vibe, to recharge your soul.
And your weighted blanket is here.
It's like a blanket, but so weighted.
Don't listen to your PJs. Head to the game with some friends and grab some ice-cold Heinekens. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
Lights up Music City.
Here we go, Nashville. See what you got here.
Who's got what it takes to tackle the concrete at Nashville Superspeedway and walk away with NASCAR's coolest trophy?
Let's freaking go!
Stream the NASCAR Cup Series at Nashville Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, where music meets motorsports.
Safety up, safety up.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Only on Prime.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
This Saturday, May 31st, join Shark Coast Tactical for Daniel Defense Day. There'll be great deals on everything Daniel Defense, the premier AR manufacturer in the country. Shark Coast has the most inventory, and their crew will be in the shop to answer all your questions. And for the event, Daniel Defense is collaborating on a special Shark Coast AR only available at Shark Coast Tactical. Daniel Defense ARs, suppressors, and SBRs are the best in the industry, and at Shark Coast, you get your tax stamp in about 3 days. Don't miss Daniel Defense Day at Shark Coast Tactical this Saturday, May 31st. Shark Coast Tactical is on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Look for them on social media and tell Mike Calta sent you.
The bigger, better, faster Memorial Day sales event is on at Jerry Ohm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Shop over 1,000 vehicles in stock during the Employee Pricing Plus event. We'll double your down payment up to $10,000, and your first repayments are on us. Plus, visit our website and enter for your chance to win a new Ram 1500. It's all happening at the #1 Ram dealer in the U.S., Jerry Ohm. Tampa is Ohm country. Online at jerryohm.com. Call 1-800-840-0798 for complete details.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Experience the summer of music with Neutral and 102.5 The Bone. You can win tickets to some of the biggest shows of the year, including Thomas Rhett, The Weeknd, Jason Aldean, or you could win one of dozens of Neutral prizes like coolers and hats. Neutral. Keep it tasty. Just visit any participating Circle K location in Florida and scan the QR code on the Neutral Summer of Music poster to enter.
When it really matters, choose Farrah and Farrah. Here for you, here for good. Tampa.
Now, a weather update from the Sun Toyota Weather Center.
Toyota.com. I'm Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Paul Delgado. Rain chances stay low near the coast tonight. Partly cloudy skies, lows near 80. And on Thursday, same old song and dance. Sunshine, a few showers and thunder showers inland. Highs up near 92. Better rain chances on Friday.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
And now, back to Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
Rick Derringer.
Welcome back to Senning Show.
Oh, John, today's a monumental day in film history.
Oh, it is?
Hulk Hogan made his cinematic debut on a film that was released today in history. What was it?
No Holds Barred.
Incorrect.
The Babysitter.
Oh,
one.
Rocky.
Also incorrect. Which one?
Rocky 3.
Also the film debut of one Lawrence Tiro, a.k.a. Mr. T.
Dude, how have we never talked about the fact, it must have come up, but I felt like I learned it today because the headline everywhere was the connection between Steely Dan and Weird Al has passed away, and Rick Derringer, spoiler alert, died at the age of 77. But I was reading about him, and he did a bunch of stuff. He collaborated with Steely Dan on a couple tracks. He produced Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart.
And played the guitar solo on it.
Yeah, Barbra Streisand, Left in the Dark. He also went on to Grammy glory for producing 6 albums for Weird Al Yankovic.
Dude, I'm telling you, Weird Al, his backup band, and his production, top freaking notch.
When's that thing at the Sound? Do you remember?
Oh, September maybe?
I think I sent it to you. He's on Riot Fest this year.
Yeah, we're thinking about going.
Dude, that I feel like enough. It happens more and more now where like things that I think Carrot Top is kind of a similar example where these things that for a minute maybe weren't accepted by the masses everything's just circular and comes back into favor. And I think that's going to and is already happening with Weird Al, where these people loved him so much when they were younger and maybe got out of it, and now they're a little bit older. Like, we want to see Weird Al. Weird Al deserves to be on a huge festival lineup and how different he could be.
And the Pee Wee Herman documentary.
Oh, yeah. You watched it?
I watched the first part, and I heard the second part is really, really sad. God, he was gay.
No, he's blind. Yeah.
Like, it was so funny because, like, he was hiding a secret. I'm like, who didn't know that Pee Wee was gay?
What? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I knew or that I didn't know.
Oh.
I mean, if you would have said, Pee Wee's gay, right? I would have went, yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. He's gay and stoner. Big time.
Does it, what's the how is this all framed? Because it's almost like it from what I'm reading, he was filming a documentary at some point in his career that never really came to fruition, and now they're using parts of it?
No. So they, the documentarians sat down with him. They didn't know he was dying of cancer while they were filming it. And it's the first ever thing he did where it's like so brutally honest. Him sitting in front of the camera, talking about his life, his career, etc. I haven't watched the second part yet, but that's where
I wondered how much time they spent on that and his erotic art collection.
Oh boy, yeah. So a lot of the misconceptions, but the first part is just about his upbringing in Sarasota and about going to the Groundlings and his relationship with Phil Hartman. Tim Burton was 27 years old when he made Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Can you imagine directing a movie like that?
That young?
In your 20s?
I think about what I was doing when I was 26 years old. It's like, dude, I could barely tend to my own needs, let alone make a movie that was going to live on forever.
He's a fascinating guy, though.
How many episodes is it?
It's just 2.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely interested. Danielle, for whatever reason, is not as interested as I am. That might be a solo watch situation.
That's unfortunate.
An attack in the water. A woman was taken to a hospital Tuesday afternoon after beachgoers said she came out of the water bleeding profusely. Yeah, it turns out, yeah. But Pompano Beach Fire Rescue said the woman may have been bitten by a barracuda while swimming off the shore of the small seaside town of Lauderdale by the Sea. Several beachgoers recalled the woman's screams for help and seeing a deep wound to one of her arms. So the barracuda were like enemy number one on the fishing trip.
Yeah.
So when we were out there going for tuna, people would get like something big hooked automatically, and the captain would be able to tell by the way that the pole kind of bounced whether or not it was a barracuda. And 95% of the time, the barracuda just cuts the line because it's got sharp ass teeth.
Yeah.
So you'll get it and he'll be like, oh, it's a barracuda. And I think everybody, it just breaks. I want to say Mike Allstott was the only one who actually brought one in. Dude, those are crazy looking beasts.
Does he walk over to the pole and grab it and go, ooh, barracuda?
Yeah, that's what we all did. Yes, we all did that in unison together.
Xander's mom works on a boat dock, and she says every day there is a barracuda in the water watching her walk, just waiting for her to fall so it can F her up. So they feed the ducks so the ducks will scare the barracuda away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they get duck food, and they said the ducks are so protective, they'll go down to the water and they'll go at the barracuda.
They can beat off a barracuda.
I mean, they don't have hands, but yeah.
They are. It's kind of surprising that more people don't get bit by them. Just from what I hear, they are very aggressive, and they are not afraid to use that big old mouth of sharp-ass teeth.
Have you been to Discovery Cove before by SeaWorld?
No.
So there's a thing that you can do. You swim at the dolphins and whatnot, but you snorkel in this pool, and you go up to this fake shipwreck, and you look through the glass, and there's barracudas on the other side of the glass, but you're in the water, they're in the water, you're separated by glass. They look at you like there is nothing they would rather do than use their razor-sharp teeth to tear you limb from limb.
They're so mean looking.
Yeah.
Like they really, I think, clearly they're looked at as an aggressive, scary fish, just with the name barracuda. I just feel like we should all ramp up our fear levels a little bit about the barracuda.
What if there was a horror movie where it was Barracuda and it was a barracuda that mated with a bear?
I think there's something to that. I think right off the heels of like Sharknado, Cocaine Bear,
right.
Things like that, I think there's an opportunity for a bear acuda. But would it be a land animal or
I got to work on that.
I think it would be best if it was like a bear, but it was kind of looking like a whale or like a manatee, but a bear. So a big, fat, floating bear.
Oh, but it could also get out of the water.
If need be. I'm never interested in answering the phone, but this is a restricted number.
Okay.
Hello.
Barracudas on the other side of the glass.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, could you turn your radio up, please?
Turn it off?
No, up, yes. We just need to hear what's going on in the background. We're monitoring things for the Federal Communications Commission today.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll hold.
Weeks after the city of Chicago and Jussie Smollett announced a settlement to resolve their years-long legal battle over the actor's 2019 claim that he was the victim of a hate crime, Smollett took to social media to disclose the terms of that agreement. He said on Friday that he agreed to donate $50,000 to the Building Brighter Future Center for the Arts charity as part of a deal to secure the case's dismissal. Dismissal said... Smollett also said he'd be making an additional $10,000 donation to the Chicago Torture Justice Center. That's a real thing from an NBC article. NBC News reached out to the Building Brighter Future Center for the Arts and the Torture Center to confirm the donations, but they are not responding at this time. I have to say, from what I understand, everybody thinks that he did this, right? Like,
yeah,
he absolutely faked this.
He did.
You talk about like dedication to the bit, dedication to just sticking with the lie. He's so dedicated to it that I think there's still some semblance of people who question whether or not it really happened, because he's been so steadfast with all of the proof that came out that he did not do this, that, this big statement came out, said, I've lost my career. It's never coming back. I had to do this so that we could move on and all of that. It just never gave an inch when it came to admitting that he set this whole damn thing up.
And didn't those two Nigerian dudes turn on him? Didn't they say that, like, he set?
Okay. He did the whole thing that he was paid off.
They were Nigerians.
Yeah, they were Nigerian. Okay. I'm grateful to have had the resources to defend myself. So many do not. They're backed into corners and take deals or confess to crimes they did not actually commit. So I don't know. I mean, I can't see him being hired ever again.
Oh, my God, no.
But still, just the dedication to the lie is, I don't know if it's commendable, but it sure is something.
10 years from now, there will be a Netflix special, Jussie Smollett coming clean. And
dude.
Everything.
I don't think it's going to take 10 years. That's actually a good point. It could end up being the only way that he can make $1 is by sitting down and doing a documentary or an interview. That'll probably be his last great payday.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, Tyler Perry sit down.
As Medea.
Dude, Jussie Smollett is Medea experiences a hate crime.
Yeah.
Do not go anywhere. Drew Garabo Live coming up next with Jacob 2 Times and Jacob's Jukebox Jeopardy. I'm going to be hanging out. Thank you to the great Joe Exotic. Thank you to Monica for leaving her dental pick right here on the desk for me. Appreciate you, Dizzy. Don't go anywhere. Your evening, afternoon of radio is just getting started, baby.
Who's gonna make it? I am the game, you don't wanna play me. I am control, no way you can shake me. I am heavy debt, no.
You're listening to Setting Show on 102.5 The Bone. We are Real Raw Radio. 102.5 The Bone. Let's have some summer fun in the summer sun, Bone fam. It's the Neutral Summer of Music, presented by Neutral. Win tickets to some of the summer's biggest shows, like Thomas Rhett, Katy Perry, Jason Aldean, and more. Plus, score Neutral summer gear, including hats and coolers. Scan the QR code at participating Florida Circle K's, Miller's Ale House, or at the Blind Goat in Tampa to enter. Neutral. Keep it tasty. Visit theboneonline.com for more details. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
So it turns out that eastbound East Bay Drive delay in Pinellas at US 19 was due to a gas leak. We still have about a 10-minute pause there back to Belcher Road. Southbound I-75 in Hills Row, south of Fowler. That wreck has finally been cleared. Smooth sailing now on that interstate southbound. Northbound traffic still delayed a bit past Big Bend Road. Not too congested. Going to see a delay due to an accident eastbound Sun City Center Boulevard. This is approaching Valley Forge Boulevard or Kings Boulevard. Stop and go to Cartaro Drive. Expect some stop and go traffic around Steinbrenner due to that game concluding there. This is Eric at the Farah Traffic Center.
Accidents don't happen between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And that's exactly why the team at Farah and Farah is available to take your calls 24/7. If you've got questions, they've got answers. For a Farah fight, day or night, you know who to call. Tampa.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
This is a cat named Mo for Crunch Fitness. This Memorial Day weekend, you can join for only $1. Get 30 days free going on May 23rd through the 31st only. You go to crunch.com and enter the code HERO, and memberships will start at $9.99 a month. It's time to be your hero with world-famous group fitness classes and all the strength and cardio equipment you need at more than 500 locations nationwide. This Memorial Day weekend, join for only $1. You get 30 days free. It's the 23rd through the 31st only. Go to crunch.com and enter the code HERO. Time to get crunched. Offer ends 5/31.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
2 classic albums, 1 night of hits. Styx presents The Grand Illusion. Kevin Cronin Band presents REO Speedwagon's High Infidelity. Saturday, May 31st, Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. Brotherhood of Rock Tour. Plus Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. 2 classic albums in their entirety. Styx, The Grand Illusion, REO Speedwagons, High Infidelity. Don't miss the event of the summer.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now with Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. 0 closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Raise deals are here, and they're so good, even Raymond is buying. Drive a new Kia Sportage, just $479 per month. Or a new Kia Telluride, just $379 a month. Don't miss out. Claim your raise deal today. Sportage, $479 per month. Telluride, $379 a month. At Crown Kia, the better way to buy and service. Call 1-800-371-0942 for complete details.
I'm Doug Bernetti. Growing up, I learned how hard it can be to make ends meet. At Bernetti PA, we help people every day with debt collection calls, credit card debt, home foreclosures, and bankruptcy cases. If you have questions, call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Tampa, Lakeland, Pinellas.
At Sun Toyota, we're saluting service with Memorial Day specials all month long during the Summer Starts Here sales event. Get a $500 Amazon gift card with a new vehicle purchase. Then shop select new Toyota trucks with 0% financing and a nationwide lifetime warranty with 4-year maintenance on new models. Shop online at suntoyota.com because when you make it Sun Toyota, we make it happen. Call 1-800-639-3367 for more information.
Toyota.com.
NASCAR on Prime lights up Music City.
Here we go, Nashville. See what you got here.
Who's got what it takes to tackle the concrete at Nashville Super Speedway and walk away with NASCAR's coolest trophy?
Let's freaking go!
Stream the NASCAR Cup Series at Nashville Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, where music meets motorsports.
Safety up, safety up.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Only on Prime.
Looking for expert construction services in Tampa Bay? Waterman Construction Group is your go-to for commercial and residential projects. From demolition to new HVAC, patios, pavers, and driveways, they've got you covered. Whether it's a new build, a remodel, or storm repair, Waterman Construction handles your project from start to finish with personalized service, honest pricing, and guaranteed same-day response. Visit watermanconstructiongroup.com or give them a call at 813-715-7383. Waterman Construction, your vision is their mission. Call them today and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show.
Time marches on, and a lot has changed. But one thing has not changed. Washington regulations on local stations. Regulations that make it tough for local TV and radio stations to compete with global big tech platforms. If you want to keep local news, weather, and live sports on TV and radio, we need updated regulations. Tell Washington to modernize the rules to help local stations compete. Learn more at nab.org/modernize the rules. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call Trajan today at 813-550-1000. That's 813-550-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
To really appreciate the value of International Diamond Center, you need to go back more than 4 decades when owner Keith LeClaire used to supply diamonds to upscale jewelry stores. He was a trusted source for the most exquisite diamonds and fine jewelry. But then Keith decided to start selling those amazing diamonds straight to the public. He opened IDC and changed the game in jewelry retailing by offering hand-selected, dazzling diamonds at no middleman pricing. Today, IDC dominates the Florida jewelry scene with stores in Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, Sarasota, Orlando, Naples, Gainesville, and on the Treasure Coast. This is a powerhouse jeweler with the largest selection of natural diamonds, unbeatable value pricing, a 100% buyback guarantee, all the top names in bridal design, no commission salespeople, and an incredible reputation for honesty and transparency. For those moments that define your love and your relationship, IDC is the go-to place. The first and only official jeweler of the Gators. International Diamond Center. Get locations and learn more at shopidc.com.
Oh, hi there. This is attorney Pat